Cool. So here we are. Last time, it's been a hot minute since we've had a full party, but where we are presently, you guys have taken your skiff from that you discovered on the Tiryiki River in a tree, sort of treetop wreckage. You've taken it to Port Ianzaro, decided not to turn it in, not to register it with the guild, the Reclamation Guild, and have decided to go back out into the jungle and begin to seek whatever it is that was happening, causing the rot in the Tiryiki, the red and white rotting, oily pollution that was you found on the barnacles that killed Parn. And basically, you've decided that you're going to take it upon yourselves to go find the solution to this rot, or at least find the source of this rot. And the best way to do that was to not turn in your floating boat, because that floating boat is extremely helpful. However, in your recklessness, in your oversight, there was a plan at one point in time to go on shore and use that. Use the shore to test the theory of what happens when your pilot is unconscious. Will the boat continue to float? And while you're on shore, you made some friends with some people at a shrine, and there was some exchanging of words going on. And ultimately, you decided, we can't stay here. We need to GTFO. So in your haste to depart, you did not test the theory of what happens when the boat is unmanned, when the boat is unattended, during a rest or anything like that. If after an evening of traveling, Lorelei decided to pass off control to Ren and dropped attunement with the boat, causing the boat to fall a good 4 or 5 inches into the water, colliding hard with the water and unseating the star cores. There was a scene where we saw in slow motion, Ren tried to grab them, and he grabbed one but bobbled the other, and it just went up over the edge of the raft into the water. And thankfully, the holes that Ren had patched up cosmetically during your stop at the shrine to Ubtao, I did remember that and went back and watched it. The water is only slowly seeping into the bottom of the boat, but it is indeed seeping into the bottom of the boat. Did I miss anything, or are we gonna? Can we jump right into in media res the moment we left off here?
That sounds right.
Awesome. Sage, you come to after having spent the day at a shrine. The shrine was like a kind of dilapidated building with a few standing walls, but most of the shrine was destroyed. But you couldn't really pay attention because the little black-bodied, white-masked friends of yours were sitting there, sharing all kinds of delights with you. They were giving you, things that looked like jungle apples or things that looked like berries and bananas. They were just giving you a plethora of treats. So you missed most of the scene there. Very fitting because you weren't here. So I think that tracks. You get back in the boat. You see that your friend made your group made friends with 2 explorers. Then when you paid attention again, the explorers had left. Yariko came back saying that they were in fact were-tigers, and that it was time to get out of the way because Ren and Phoenix were having a discussion about conflict avoidance or de-escalation. You choose your terms of what you want it to be, but you decided it was time to leave. And we'll jump right back into the scene here. I'm going to leave us on, well, we're on this camera. We're not supposed to be on that camera just because I showed you guys this scene as we were leaving. We'll go back to this map real quick before we jump into the inevitable save the boat type of scenario. Cool. Well, let me hand it off there. The boat slaps to the water. The cores go over the edge. Ren grabs one of them. The rest of you wake up. If that were a round of combat, you would have had the surprise condition. And now is when you no longer are surprised by the initiation of an immediate time-sensitive tracking moment. What do you want to do? Who's first to speak out or act out here in this moment of panic?
I think I was the last one to act with the attempt to grab them as they fell, and I messed up, and I think my roll was pretty painful, so I only grabbed the one.
It's true.
So in that slow motion, like reaching as it kind of trickles over the edge, you just see Ren holding onto one of them, both hands face first down on the deck as the other one drops over.
Plunk. You see it for all of maybe a second, until the murky water, both from the just regular natural murky water of a river that has a lot of allochthonous carbon inside of it, and the poison rot that's flowing down. This is very opaque, white and red runoff. So it's like within an instant, you lose this obsidian core, drops in, cannot be seen inside the river. Yuriko, do you have? I know that we talked about something over the week.
So yeah, I would say as he wakes up, he would and probably just go straight to flying, not truly understanding what's going on, just getting out of the way. So I don't think he would do anything
Sure.
right away, even though I want him to.
So those of you who were already conscious, that would be Phoenix and Lorelei. You see the scene play out in bullet time slow-mo. The two orbs, Ren grabs one of them and the other one, boom, into the water.
As soon as it clicks that he's not going to grab that orb, I rip off my armor and I dive in.
Fantastic. What kind of armor do you wear?
So, it looks like I am wearing just regular explorer's clothes. And as soon as I go to take it off, like people are like, "Oh my god, she's taking her shirt off!" But I'm really just ripping off my armor, and it just goes back from a glamour to being just like regular looking armor. And I'm wearing the exact same shirt underneath.
I love it. So we see the there's a number of those things where you take off the mask and there's a mask underneath it. Lorelei takes off the armor. There's armor underneath it. You dive in. Perfect. With that, because that is a decisive moment, I'm going to put you guys onto a prepared square here, a map, as it were. As soon as it loads on my computer, and I make sure that, nope, that's the wrong one. Good thing I checked. That's the map from last time. Cool beans. Let's get you all here. Nope. Again, wrong map from last time. Cool. So you're going to make a quick pit stop at the wrong map, and then you'll end up where I need you to be. Awesome. So this is the scene with your boat sitting at the juncture of this this bend in the water. As you see Lorelei plunk go over the edge into the water. We're going to roll initiative only so I can track this per 6 seconds. So why don't you all roll those? Keep me up to... There we go. I need to pop that open. It is this button. Nope. This button. Cool. I will apply it for Ren. Add turn. And 12. And why don't we get something a little bit more tense?
I think you might have started trying to level my character up. It looks like it's in the middle of a level up for me. I just opened my sheet.
Oh, I just wanted to check to make sure that I had you in the custom class page. You can just exit out. Nothing bad will happen.
Okay.
Just discard changes. I wanted to make sure that I had programmed the level up stuff to apply automatically, and it did.
Mm-hmm.
So. Cool. Sage, do you have I don't have Sage. Do you want to roll for the cat? Or does it go with you, Ren? You're muted. I didn't hear you.
It goes on my turn.
Goes on your turn. Cool. Cool.
Yep.
Fierce, I'm going to pop a turn order in for Sage, and then you can, at your earliest convenience, punch that initiative button on your sheet.
Yeah. You just said you didn't get it. I had to reload then.
Oh, no worries. Cool. Not a problem. Let's sort. So, as we're going through here, Yariko said he's not really doing anything. Phoenix, you have the surprise condition, seeing as Lorelei kicked this off by jumping into the water. Ren, you as well. So, Lorelei, you jump into the water. It is... You can't tell how deep it is. You're sitting, you see the two banks on the side of the river have this muddy embankment that slopes up pretty steeply. As soon as Lorelei jumps in the water, you all lose sight of her. She is, I'm going to put her onto the GM layer, which unfortunately for you, Lorelei, means you're not going to be able to see your own token, but we'll handle that mechanically as we need to. As she jumps in, the rest of you, Sage, do you have an immediate reaction to Lorelei jumping in?
I kind of would just think that she's going swimming, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just like wander out of, having a really good time with these amazing, super awesome, fun family friends that I've had since the beginning of this adventure, and I would just start giggling a little bit and be like, okay, like that's all right. And just like look around, kind of like I don't really like boats that much anymore. You guys kind of turned me off them, but if we're going swimming, like I'm all about it.
Nice.
Like, are we all jumping in now? Like, just kind of like dip a toe in the water.
You dip your toe in the water. As you look down, you see that like your toe pierces the surface tension of this water that's flowing past. That's not the right term. And the little like the white and the red pollution, the oil that's flowing down the river, part around your toe and then come back on the other side, and then part around the boat as you're sitting at the very bow of the vessel, just to remind us that there is pollutant in this water. Cool. Yariko, you see Lorelei. I'm specifically coming to the rest of your turn after we see the initial reaction. I'm not abandoning your turn. Your turn isn't comprised of like just jumping in the water. I apologize. Yariko.
2 questions. A, is it still daytime?
It is not daytime yet. This is the end of Lorelei's overnight watch.
So it's morning.
It is
Early
almost morning. So it is still dark out. I guess let me... That didn't do anything. Dynamic lighting.
I will circle overhead, looking down, trying to see her.
Yeah, you get up and there's no light. There was very low light transmittance into this murky water as is, and as you get up, there's even less. Like there's no starlight. There's no. It's very cloudy. There's a morning rain every day, so it's just dark. I don't know if you guys would have had torches. We can say you would have if you think you would have. No torches on the boat.
I mean, I was asleep, so
makes sense. Cool. You fly up
No,
overhead. You fly up overhead of the water. We'll put you here at about. We'll do wings, and 3, 4, 15 feet above the water. You can decide if you want to be higher or lower than that. That's about
that works.
appropriate height there. There we go. Thank you, Sage. Get you sorted right up there. Phoenix, you see Lorelei go over the water. You have somehow Lorelei got dropped all the way to the bottom.
You moved her to the GM layer, so it took her off of the main one.
Oh, so we
Yeah.
skipped right past her. Got it. Okay, cool. I see her on
Yeah.
my page, but she's a 6 and that makes sense. It's cool. We're still on page there. You know what? Yeah, it's fine. Phoenix, you had been asleep. The boat drops, hits the water.
Oh no, he was awake.
You were awake with her on her watch. I do remember that. So the boat drops all of a sudden, slaps the bottom of the water, or slaps the top of the water, jostles this thing loose. Do you have a reaction here as Lorelei jumps over into the water?
Honestly, I think he's just watching this shit happen. He thinks this is funny as hell.
Damn, you guys have a weird sense of humor. You and Sage both. Already covered Sage. Ren, the last thing we'll do here before we get into the Sage, before we get into Lorelei's turn here.
Yeah, so Ren's gonna stand up with the ball, look around. Yariko obviously just took off flying, and he's gonna toss it at the cat. Hold this! Oh shit! And he's diving in.
Okay, so with the two of you in the water, Lorelei, you are able to get to you have a head start. Do you have, just out of pure curiosity, do you have a swimming speed, Lorelei?
Ew,
You do.
I do.
That's incredible. I did not know this about your character. You do not find swimming in the current to be difficult at all. The Tiryiki is not a calm river. The Tiryiki is not, by all means, like a rapid, a whitewater river, but it is a flowing river. You feel like a tug on the water. And does it take you back to a moment in time that you had like swam through faster waters? Does it take you in a moment in time? And like, what does it take us back to? What do we see, the audience?
The water she's used to swimming in isn't so murky, but it just kind of takes her back to just swimming laps at school.
Yeah, so we see like
I guess we could say.
we maybe like the audience we can't smell obviously, but this is imaginary. So we smell like a chlorinated pool or like it's post Renaissance, so there's probably not chlorine. We smell like a outdoor freshwater pool. We hear like a whistle or whatever. That's like the flashbacks of Lorelei going through swimming classes, but the swim speed is more natural for you. It's not quite like a proficiency. As you push through, you kind of like glide through the water. Now the water is dark and murky. As you go over immediately after this core here, how far, you don't find it immediately. You know that it is heavy, so it would have sunk to the bottom. How far down are you willing to swim before you stop and go back up for air?
I think the initial bravery wears off pretty quick.
Okay.
I can't see. So I'd probably swim, and then in a panic of like, oh my god, I can't see, I try to go back.
Okay, so you dive in. It's not immediately there. Why don't you make a? You said you're going back up, so we're not going to do the breath holding thing. I think you might actually.
Am I in the water at this point?
You are. I'm resolving her last turn prior to you jumping in, and then we're going to resolve.
Sure, but she can see something.
Oh,
That's my point. So as Ren dives in, his entire body begins to glow heavily out of his eyes, out of his mouth. Again, it's the same unconscious thing when he stepped in front of Phoenix and the Terror.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So as you turn around, Lorelei, you're like, I don't know. You go back up for air as you're getting a little bit less. You realize you jumped in. Your brain catches up to your fight or flight. You see light descending from below, and you see like two holes and a hole. It's like these bowling ball of holes of light is coming down towards you, and as you see, like the hands, you and Ren meet maybe 5 or 6 feet under the water here. Nice. Shed bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. So you can see the bottom of the river here in dim light. Why don't you both, now that you're both in the water, why don't you both make a perception check? Dim light technically is still at disadvantage. So make a disadvantaged perception check to see if you can just see the star core sitting at the bottom of the river here. Seven's not going to do it.
I rolled super good.
7 is also not going to do it. So yeah, you're both like, you can see. Oh, there it is. There is an object at the bottom of the river that is rounded and about a softball size, sitting lightly set in the sediment at the bottom of the river. You both see it with a 7. You both see this core sitting on the bottom of the river there. What do we see is you're both like, so you're both, can either one of you breathe underwater?
No, but I have a decent enough, like, probably one of the only original skills he had was a decent, like, constitution, like, ability to sprint around, like, he's decently fit, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He's not in any way that bright or very quick. Well, he's quick enough, but like that was his whole thing, was like he could get around a battlefield quickly. And so he's got a decent enough fitness level that he thinks he could breathe long enough to at least either get Lorelei or get the item.
Cool.
Because I don't think he didn't know Lorelei could swim, to be honest.
Yeah, so you jump into the water, and this is like the scene in Harry Potter, Goblet of Fire, where like you see Harry jump in and somebody else is swimming by like lightning fast. Ren jumps in and is like struggling against the water, and Lorelei floats up. Hey, what's up? I'm like, oh, cool, we go that way? Just jetting through the water. Now that you both see the core at the bottom, are either one of you, are you still going back up to the top, Lorelei?
Yeah, I'm still gonna go back to the top because I think I instantly like freaked myself out by like being like, oh my god, and even seeing him, I'm just like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of still going back.
I have no clue about any of this. I have no clue that I'm glowing. I have no clue that I even have dark vision, even in this dark, murky water. So seeing Lorelei go back up, if I see the second ball, I will now go after that. Because originally I went in for Lorelei.
Perfect.
But if she's now swimming comfortably, it's like, shit.
Perfect.
Fine, and then he'll attack, like stretch to go down after it.
Perfect. So Lorelei goes up to the top of the back to the boat, grabs a hold of the side. Those of you on the boat, you see Lorelei come up. She grabs the side of the boat, begins to pull herself in, or possibly are you just hanging out on the outside? When you get back to the boat, Lorelei, what does it look like for us? Do you get a second wind? Decide to brave it again?
No. Again, the initial bravery of diving in was a spur of the moment thought. Like, I can do this. And now that she's like back at the boat, she's like, what was I thinking? Oh my god. So I'm like trying to pull myself up over, but I'm struggling to pull myself up over.
Nice.
Down and help you. I mean, like, Lorelei, what? You're swimming already? Like, I didn't even know. Like, what have you been doing? Like, what is down there? Is it really cool?
No, I couldn't see anything. I don't suggest it.
Why are you in
Let's
the
stay in the boat.
water? I thought we don't like boats. I thought we had this decision. We're gonna
No,
not.
we like this boat.
Okay.
We like this boat a lot.
Well, what's in the water?
The thing that made the boat fly.
Oh, okay. Is it really far down?
I think so. I honestly don't know.
What does it look like?
What does it look like?
Yeah.
It's round
Okay.
and black.
Okay. Like money?
No.
Okay, so it's not shiny. Okay. Can I, Thomas? Can I just like, I just want to like look over. Like, I'd like kind of be distracted while distractedly trying to haul Lorelai up, even though I'm not very strong. But I would still try to help her, like give her the assist or whatever.
Yeah.
And then can I see down into the murky water where I like dipped my toes? You said like it will part a little bit. Can I see far down there?
So you have dark vision, but it's hard to see. It's hard to see through the murk of the water, right? It's not just dark, it's also murky. You do see something down there. There's like lights, similar to if you had a flashlight swimming around under the water. Maybe you would see the beam of the flashlight turn and pierce through the water. And then as it goes...
Can I tell about how far down it is?
About 15 feet.
Okay. Can I use Misty Step to get down there? I just want to jump into there.
Yeah.
But not. I don't swim. I don't like that. But I just feel like I can just zip into wherever that is.
Absolutely. You could 100%. I think you have your one of your background feats gives you Misty Step once a day as a spell, right?
Yeah.
You could 100%, if you can, now that the light is down there, because one of the rules of Misty Step you have to be able to see, you could 100% be like, whoop, and poop down into the water here if you wanted to.
Yeah. I would just look at Lorelai and be like that thing, and I would point at the weird light with the thing down there.
Yeah.
I would just go. I probably actually would be surprised if I helped you up at all, Lorelai, instead just like tugged at your arm and
hey, let me help you up. Bloop. She goes to pull you in, and then she's just not there anymore. The immediate like.
I'm replaced with Parn, or with Parn, who's just like, he's got his like arms out, like he's gonna help you. He's like, oh, uppy.
So the immediate like relief of because she's leaning over the edge trying to help you. The immediate relief of the weight causes the boat to kind of list the other direction. Phoenix, as the only one left in the boat, the boat kind of rocks to the other side, and you begin to notice that the holes that Ren had patched up, are beginning to spurt and push water into the boat. So the boat is both catching water over the side and through the middle of the boat here. Do you have an immediate reaction to this?
I mean, at this point, he's still watching this shit play out. I don't know if he sees the boat taking on a lot of water. He might mention it to Lorelai, like, you might not want to do that, or do. You know what? What's the worst that could happen?
Well, a few things happen here. I know I put the turn order up here, so we're gonna handle this. We're gonna resolve this in the order that kind of in the turn order here. I've done a bad job of making sure that I'm walking through that. So, Yariko, you see all this pan out. You see Lorelai go in. You take off into the air. You see Ren go in. You see Lorelai come back. You see Sage run over and begin to help Lorelai up, and then be like, "Okay, bye." You don't know where Lorelai go or where Sage goes, but you just see her poof away. You see Fennec sitting in the boat watching all this unfurl.
How heavy is the boat?
It is a 40-foot boat, 35-foot boat, something like that, made of solid wood. I couldn't tell you. Average weight of 35-foot wooden skiff. Google, help me out.
Heavy.
Heavy. It'd be heavy.
What I'm trying to do is grab one end, I don't care which end it is, and try and pull that end up so that at least part of it is out of the water and the whole thing doesn't sink.
I would say make a strength athletics check. I mean, I'm thinking maybe... God, I'm such a bad estimator. Part of me is like, oh, that'd be like, 200 pounds. And I realized, no, that's ridiculous. Part of me would say like it's going to be like a 2,000 pound skiff, but it's on water, right? So that you're not actually lifting all that the force of buoyancy is helping a little bit more. Yeah, make an athletics check here as we try to like pull you to the side. 10 is enough to move you towards the side, but not entirely out of the water. So we're going to shift your boat here a little bit. Don't worry, Phoenix, I will keep you in the boat along with Mr. Body and the dang cat. Cool. Lorelai, you actually get pushed with the boat over to the side as Yariko is able to push the boat a little bit over in this direction here. As we get you a little bit out of the way. Cool. As we go to Phoenix, we covered that. Sage, you... 1 second, you are up on the water. Most of the time when you Misty Step, you end and start in the same medium. Air and air, water and water. I don't know if you can Misty Step from water, because if there's a verbal component, you wouldn't be able to. You Misty Step into...
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Is there? Most spells have one.
I think so. I think all it is. There's a verbal component. I don't think there is.
So,
anyway.
Most of the time, it's not that disruptive to jump from one place to another. There's only a verbal component, so you wouldn't be able to Misty Step underwater. But you could Misty Step to underwater, which you have. You have an immediate change of pressure. It's not like jumping down like to the Titanic level, but you have an immediate as like the air is no longer the soft medium that was around you. You now have a pressing water around you. But you go right down to the part that you saw, which is face to face with Ren. So you and Ren are under the water. You see these pointing eyes of Ren with his glowing eyes and glowing mouth. I don't know if your mouth would be glowing because technically you'd be holding your breath, and it's hard to hold your breath like
True.
Mouth open. But you do see the two pointed eyes. Yeah. So you poof down into the bottom of the river. You are standing in a muddy, silty, probably not weedy, honestly. Probably a very like muddy river rock type of river bottom here. The two of you.
The black thing that isn't money, but look that I'm equating to money.
Yeah, can I get a perception check? Because again, they saw it underwater. You are now underwater with everybody else. Just make a perception check with disadvantage because it's dim light, so technically it's bright light for you, so you don't have disadvantage.
All right, that's fine. Wait, I don't see my token. How do I do perception?
Let me put you back on the map. Here, we'll just do this. Change the other. Cool. 7.
I would call shenanigans.
You're all rolling the exact same perception, which is awesome. You see this nice little softball-sized rounded object on the bottom of the river that conveniently the lights happen to be pointing directly towards it. As Sage just appears next to you, Ren, there's like a rupturing of like someone appearing. I'm gonna do away with the physics of that, of like adding matter to a confined space would cause a whole big problem. Instantaneous travel would be like a thermodynamic nightmare. So you just hear as like the air kind of gets pushed around and the water hits you with a little bit of force. And then Sage, because she could only teleport to where she could see, is this far from you. And then she turns and she looks at the rock that you're both reaching towards. But because you guys are back to back in the turn order, I'm just going to let you narratively handle out this turn together.
Oh, I would giggle. Turn around, like am I in like arm's length of the rock thing?
Yeah, I would say that because Ren has a movement speed of 30 and he doesn't have a swim speed, he can move 15 feet in the water per turn. So in one turn he could get to the bottom. Yes. So you're both at the bottom now, 15 feet under the water.
I would totally hand it to him. And just like, here.
So she reaches for the water. Ren, do you have or reaches for the rock? Ren, do you have an immediate action or reaction to her appearing here?
It's like you could see him like push back away, like almost just kind of like float his arms to like get away from whatever creature basically just came up on him underwater. So he's probably less sure it's Sage, who I imagine underwater looks more ridiculous than above water.
all of the hair, all of the branches just cloud out into this massive tentacruel like appearance. It almost looks like a Medusa.
Picturing
like,
a kelpie.
yeah, 100%. It looks like a little like underwater Medusa.
In the water.
It's awesome. It's very alarming, but magnanimous at the same time.
And then also the creepy smile, like, like probably choking a little because I laugh. Like, it's fine.
Now,
I imagine like a couple things like Ren when he went and dove off went oddly faster. He looked like he was moving a little quicker than he'd moved before or acted before. So the toss of the cat and the sprint over the edge and the dive was like startlingly quick for an old man. And then he's further down than you said. So he's actually 20 feet down right at he's about to grab, when when Sage pops in there, they basically both grab for it. She gets it and he kind of backs off and swims, like pushes himself away. And it takes him a second to notice it's her, obviously, with the whole mess of her underwater now. So it's just more of a shock reaction of he was about to grab it with one hand, and like you see another hand grab it, and then she's in his face. So he just kind of pushes off in a swimming motion a couple feet away.
Perfect. Well, we are going to have a slight change in action here. As when Sage grabs the orb and hands it to you, Sage, it's a little heavier than you would have thought. Like, you haven't held them yet, so you don't really know their true weight. It's a little bit heavier. You pull on this rock, this orb, and as you do, it comes up. You go to hand it to Ren, and it feels like you're pulling on something long or like anchored to the bed of the river. And as you pull on it, you realize it's not a rock; it's like a mound that has attached to a log behind it, and it's very heavy, and it's awkwardly not just a rock. It appears to be a nodule on top of a bumpy log, and it's all very like benign and normal until you see a split, and there are sharp white protrusions in two lines. So you are holding the nostril of something, the snout of something that has split in half, and you can see there are toothy maws that run 4 or 5 feet down into the soil, as you are holding the head of a crocodile by its nostrils.
That tracks.
The little mound. A 7 is good enough to see
that.
something, just not what you wanted to see.
You know what? I eat them all the time. It's fine.
It's true.
I'm just gonna ride this. Well, literally, she's not letting that go. I'm gonna. Just gonna. It will bite me, huh?
It's not biting yet. It is still your turn. So you have used your object interaction to grab this thing. You're trying to hand it to Ren, like, here you go. And when you do, you're like, what? And like, it starts to bump you under the arm. And you realize you're not holding like a small object. You're holding a very long tube. Ren, you see probably better than she does. As she hands it to you, its mouth does this. Look, as it comes up out of the water. And it opens its maw towards you. Thankfully, you stepped back a little bit as she's handing you a crocodile's mouth. We're gonna...
I think that I think that you gotta just go with it.
You just gotta go with it. You don't really have a choice at this point. You are just going to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
I don't know if I would. Like, do I have like a pretty decent grip, like on this crocodile? Like,
yeah. I mean, you grabbed it. You know, maybe like your fingers are in its nostril. Maybe you have it like.
Does it seem mad about it?
Does it seem what?
Does it seem mad about it, or is it just like, oh, here's this girl? Yeah.
Oh, it's really hard to tell. You're underwater, so it's very weird, and it's a very like we're describing this over the course of a couple minutes, but this is happening like, bam, 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 bam for Sage.
Yeah. So without knowing it, or on purpose, obviously, the crocodile and Sage both take 2 points of damage.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's part of
Great.
the. Yeah, I'm a little lit microwave. So there would be a reaction from the crocodile and from Sage from the light being hot, almost burning a little bit, like in the water. So the water around Ren is heating up. It's 2 points of radiant damage every round to anything within 10 feet of me.
Ooh. Very fascinating. We have seen this once before, but only Fenix has seen it, and Fenix saw it from the back. So this could be the.
And it was a different manifestation. Like, this is a bizarre, different manifestation that he is showing.
Interesting. Cool. Yeah. We're going to fast forward from Sage and Ren. Lorelei, this is why I don't like to do this. Mechanically, you don't know anything about that, and I hate doing that because now I have to ask you to play in character. You are in the water, coming back into the boat. Yuriko is dragging the boat over to the shore. You could go to the shore very easily. You could, upend yourself into the boat.
I think if I see the shore closer, I'm gonna head for the shore. It feels like the smarter decision.
Sure. Yeah, you can, very easily pop yourself up onto shore. It is a muddy bank, so the you actually have an easier time in the water than on the shore, just because the shore is mud bank. One sec. That's like the least attractive sound on earth. Yeah, so you hit the shore. You're kind of like clambering up it, but you can manage to get up onto the shore safely away from the edge of the water. You see Yuriko is dragging the boat over towards you. Do you have anything else that you would be doing in this moment?
Can I see, because he said he's a microwave and he's all lit up like a Christmas tree. Can I see Ren?
Yeah.
Like, technically.
Again, so it's less of a darkness problem and more of an occlusion problem. But I believe that with the intensity of light, in order for the light to be so intense that it's causing radiation damage for others, I imagine it is a lot of lumens, and that amount of lumens would go through the silt layer and the pollution of the river here. So yes, you see a light coming from the bottom, but it would be diffuse on the surface of the water by about like 3 or 4 feet wide, as opposed to like a single dot of light. He's also on the other side of the boat because the boat got pulled over top of them.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Dang it.
I thought about putting them back on the GM layer, but I'm like, we'll headcanon it. Theater of the moment.
Well, I don't think he could hear me through the water anyways, even if I yelled.
No, it's always really hard to
Probably
hear.
not. Okay. Then in that case, I'm just going to look at Yuriko and pull harder and give you some bardic inspiration. It's my best yet.
Well, let's see. The boat would have had about 18 seconds of collecting water, which is not very much at all, even with holes in the boat. Wood has a natural buoyancy to it. I think you would have had to spend a lot more time. So it's not going to be a concern. However, Yuriko, before your turn, we do have the newest member of our initiative here. Our giant croco. Now this is underwater. So those of you who are over the water would not see or witness this. So I will be asking you to make sure that I cast a fireball in that general direction. Yeah, please don't do that. Cool. I trust you. So this is gonna kick off a few things. Ren and Sage are presently 15 feet underwater, because that is where the bottom of the river is. I need to know your Constitution scores, Constitution modifiers.
A lot. I have so many.
So many Constitutions. You have 3. So both of you have 3, which means you can hold your breath. Oh, I gotta do the math on that. I believe it's like you can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to your modifier.
I believe so.
And
like 3 hours.
3 hours. Awesome. And if you don't manage to take a breath, you have that many rounds before you die. That's like when you run out of breath, you suffocate in that number of rounds. Cool. I should have looked that up knowing we were going to have an underwater combat. Mental note to all
Creature
DMs.
can hold its breath for a number of minutes equal to its Constitution modifier +1.
Okay.
A minimum of 30 seconds.
Constitution modifier +1. So cool. So you guys have 4 minutes. You're Olympic level breath holding here. And I don't know. That's probably not true.
Oh yeah, it's all that jungle jerky.
Thanks, Malcolm. And then you have a number of rounds equal to its Constitution. Cool. So that might not be important because this crocodile is going to try to bite the thing that is holding it. Sage, unfortunately, you are the thing that is holding the crocodile. It is going to try to. It's going to try to bite you. 1. Whoops, that is on the whispered layer. We're going to take that off and do it again, even though it did go through on the stream here. Let's go hide the name and whisper talk. Cool. Let's do that again. Bite. A 9. A 9 misses you. So you, as you're holding this, and maybe that's how it doesn't get you, is like it swings to the side and you happen to be like, if you just hold your arm nice and firm, you can kind of push it away, like how they say you're supposed to like push sharks away when they bite. I don't know if that's true or not. This thing tries to chomp down on you and you manage to avoid it, but in doing so, it kind of spins around and its tail becomes available to try to whack at the next closest thing to it, which would be Ren. So it's going to swing its tail. 21 to hit Ren, I think is more than your AC, even with all things considered. Okay. So you're going to take 7 bludgeoning damage from this this tail smack. I don't think you can be prone underwater. I need to look that up.
Look it up.
I mean, logically, you can be prone and it takes half your movement speed, so your movement speed will be halved. Yeah, it just means being disoriented, tumbling, or stalled in the water column. So therefore, to stabilize yourself, he's basically knocked you upside down. So you're gonna have to like tread water efficiently to turn yourself back up. So you are technically prone and under the water, which is why you can also be prone and up flying too. So rules, lawyers. Cool. Or the damage possibly more bothersome. I don't know. With that, you can begin to see Lorelei. The lights are flickering around more aggressively down on the bottom. It seems like something is up. But Yariko, it is your turn as 2 of your party members are underwater and have not come back up.
I'm gonna keep pulling and
wait. Sorry to cut off. Don't I need to roll a strength save? Or are you just telling me?
Sorry, you do. You do. Go ahead and roll that DC.
I mean, I'm probably going to fail it. Don't get me wrong.
No, you're right. You're right. I got too wrapped up in the logic of prone.
Oh, I actually succeeded.
You passed.
That's wild.
You are not prone. Are not prone. Let's go ahead.
That was a very small percentage chance. Okay, sorry. Thank you.
No, you're good. Thanks for catching me on that. I jumped to over-explaining instead of thinking. Go ahead, Yariko.
I'm gonna keep pulling the boat, trying to get it up, and hearing Lorelei's word, I'm going to use the bardic inspiration as well to pull with all my might.
Cool. Go ahead and give us that athletics check here. 8. Bardic die.
What dice?
I think it's a 6.
Yeah, D6.
Yeah, with a 10 average strength. I've pulled boats in the water before, and I am of average strength. So, and you're not even in the water; you're flying above it. So you're able to beach the boat here, as it were. Not pull it up all the way onto shore, but you are able to beach the boat, giving it a little bit of stability as one side is resting on the shore. Anything else, Yariko?
I will probably set down and actually more than likely start trying to pull using my feet next turn rather than flying to do it.
Cool. Sounds good. Phoenix, you see your crew go over. They have not come back up. Lorelei and Yariko are pulling the boat onto the shore.
Yeah, if Phoenix can get on the shore, he will, just to make things lighter, even though he's not that heavy. But that also means Mr. Body's getting off, so maybe it'll help a bit.
Cool. Very good, very good.
Nice.
Sage and Ren, now fully face to face with your assailant. It is dark underwater, but you do both have dark vision. So it is. Oh, it's not dim anymore because you're casting light onto it. So it is full bright for you too. You are able to see with full clarity the thing that stands in front of you, currently trying to biteth you.
Just gonna reach into my belt and slash across the crocodile with the dagger. And it's actually gonna glow as well, like not quite as bright as everything else. He still doesn't understand why it's bright in the water, by the way. But slash across, and does a 15 hit?
A 15 does hit this creature.
So this is going to be radiant damage for 8.
Excellent. Radiant for 8.
And I looked. True Strike does not take a verbal requirement.
Interesting. Cool. I like it. True Strike must be different in 2024, because in 2020 and 2014 it was like the most useless spell. Sacrifice.
It's horrible.
Sacrifice this turn for next turn to be better, which would make sense if I was going to cast Holy Weapon and etc.
Yeah. It was only used for like extreme glass cannon min-maxing at worst.
Yeah.
It was awful. But with that, he's gonna grab Sage's wrist and push off the bottom away, back up towards the surface, and he will obviously incur a attack of opportunity.
Okay.
But it will be a disadvantage.
Perfect. Before, technically Sage is 15, you're 12. So I'm going to have Sage, do you want to do anything on your turn before?
Okay.
It's my fault. I described it as narratively, you guys being side by side, and then I took you off the map. It's a whole kerfuffle. Sage, do you have anything you want to do before Ren tries to pull you off the bottom of the boat, bottom of the water back to the surface?
Yes. I would... Can I see the disc thing anywhere?
You can make another perception check. Still not at disadvantage now, because it's a flat roll, because you still have Ren sending out these nuclear radiation field. Is it the start of your turn, Ren, that everybody takes the damage, or the start of their turn?
Let me look. That's a very good question. I think at the end of each of my turns.
Okay. Cool. 15. You see it now, Sage. This orb that sits just neatly. I guess the crocodile coming up out of the water caused the orb to unseat from the bottom of the riverbank, and it's kind of like now neatly resettled very lightly on the bottom, and now you can see it in the full. It doesn't really gleam like glint light from Ren's orbs, from his lights, his head beams, his high beams, but you do see it there, and you're able. It's like within arm's reach if you wanted to grab it and secure it. Yeah. So you scoop this orb up, and as you do, Ren has your wrist, and he's like rocketing you up to the surface. It is going to take one more bite against you, Ren, as you flee the area. A 21 to hit. Disadvantage. 16.
Disadvantage.
16.
Yeah. 16 will hit. So 16 still hits.
So unfortunately, as you try to leap away, you get 21 points of piercing damage and are grappled, reducing your speed to 0. So you try to leap away. 5.
I have a question. Is the object interaction thing, was that my only action?
It's not. You do have a full turn if you want to do anything else on your turn. That's why I was trying to make sure like you felt like you have everything you want to do there. Do you have something else you want to do?
Didn't Ren get hurt like previous? Didn't get a little bit previous to this 21 damage?
21 is a lot of damage, yeah? Are you...
No, before he got it.
He had 7 points of damage before the 21.
Yeah. That's okay. I can just do it after he went and got on it or whatever. But I would cast. I would want to. It doesn't say it's verbal, so I would try to cast on the water puppy. Grim Siphon.
Ooh, okay.
Looks like creepy in the water. I feel like it would look like creepy algae coming out. Like, really use my hair. Try to.
So I do see a verbal component. Just to clarify here, I'm going to go in and see if I can't pop it up on the screen so I can show it. On your character sheet, if you click open the drop down next to it, like you expand the accordion, it has V.
The V.
Yeah, the V is verbal, M is material, and then the rest of it is just the other stuff. So you go to speak this, and without the ability to, I will say for this moment, if you want to, you can let all the air out of your mouth, which will put you into a moment where you're no longer holding your breath. So it'd be like a, all the air goes out. You're now in you have 3 rounds to get out before you drown. But you can cast the spell underwater.
That would definitely do that.
Perfect. I love it. This creature here is going to make a con saving throw.
No.
Achoo. Fail. 16 is just a pass. Well, it's a pass by a little bit. Let's see. Constitution saving throw or take poison damage equal to half the amount of poison dealt. No, so you go to like you let out this grim siphon spell, and the creature, which is clamping on to Ren, and begins to do like the alligator death roll. It's bracing itself against your spell effect, and you are unable to get the effect off. Ren, do you have? I'm guessing you're doing it on. I know you are. You're doing it on Beyond 20. I don't see the effect of your HP, and I don't know if that's because it's not updating. Weirdly enough, you're tracking it on Roll20 on
Yes,
Beyond.
100%.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I'll let you.
You want to know how much I have left?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Yeah.
For the
It's not awesome.
for the group, it looks like the connection to your character sheet for me is broken, because it's not updating on your character sheet. The only reason it matters is your team, like the players and the recording, can't see your health bar go down. I'll just, if you're not, what I'll do is I'll track it on here. That way we can at least we see it go down a little bit. That way we can see the bars. Oh, weird. I'm gonna reload my page because it's not updating for me at all. I was losing the ability to update anybody's HP. Sorry, momentary pause. What I didn't want to do is I didn't want to track your HP. Like I don't want to subtract your HP and you were subtracting your HP, because then you'd end up with like doubly negative. So we're just gonna do that. -5 and then minus 21. Cool. Excellent. So Ren is looking shook. More importantly, Ren is grappled. Most importantly, Sage has begun to go under the drowning rules. She has 3 turns to escape or she suffocates and cannot regain hit points until she is above water. So we're going to do that with this, and I will track that with the skull. Cool. That was a really long turn. I'm sorry for everybody who's enduring that, but underwater combat is harrowing. There's a reason why it sucks. Okay, Lorelei. And again, they've been underwater a while. But I mean, you could hold your breath for some time, so maybe they can too. What does it feel like in this moment to separate in character and out of character for us?
I think Lorelai's kind of like swiftly spiraling into a panic of like, what did I do? I have yet again. Actually, I stopped touching something. Here we are.
And you stopped touching
And-
it mentally. Like, it wasn't even a physical touch.
It wasn't even physical this time. So I think there's just panic is really starting to set in because she's like, they're drowning. They have to be drowning. They've been down there so long. Oh my god, everyone's drowning. What have I done? And so I think there's a bit of a panic attack, anxiety attack kind of setting in. She wants to help, but she does not know what to do anymore. So I think all I'm gonna have to do is sit down in the mud and put my head in my hands.
Pink, or I think yellow. I can't remember.
Yeah, yellow. Yeah.
Yellow, okay. Yellow,
Yeah.
yellow. There's a little like cloud around you. It's the effect of like you've made a snow angel of flower petals just by sitting in it. No, it's when you park your car and it rains around your car.
Yeah.
Nice. Brilliant. Well, it's that time. Do you want to make since you're not taking your action, so this is a good time to mention our least popular options that you can take on your turn. Skills check. You can make a general perception. You can take the dodge action. There's a lot of things you can do even if you choose not to do something. You can take the help action. Lots of stuff you can do. Like, Yariko is about to pull this boat out of the water. You could help him. I like that you're saying, this is why I'm not coaching you to do so. I like that you say you sit down and put your head between your hands. That's a very role play thing inspired to do. So I like that. But if you wanted to do an action that's not so popular, you could do that as well. Ren, would the cat be doing anything? Because the cat knows you can read through the cat, and the cat can read through you. Would the cat be doing anything that would give away your predicament?
The cat has the ball, the other one, the one that didn't go in the water, kind of like tucked in as it's like pacing along, looking into the water, like nervous, but it can't swim, so it can't help. So it's basically kind of right on this edge, because it knows where Ren kind of is just based on that connection, but it's on the edge, like looking. Yeah, I guess that works the best.
Nice.
Looking straight into the water, kind of like it looks bothered, like it looks very agitated as it kind of holds this thing about its size kind of in its arms while it's scanning around, but there's not a lot it can do.
Yeah, I imagine, like, if you've ever watched two street cats talk about having a fight for a long time before they fight, one of their tails is like bouncing straight up and down, constantly like bouncing, and the other one is very low to the ground, like, I'm looking up at you. So it's that like
it's pacing on the railing, almost like it was pacing on a windowsill looking outside at something it really wants to kind of get out to, but it can't.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, this Croco, unfortunately, today's friend of the moment is going to try to it cannot bite you because it has you it can't bite another target according to the rules. So it's only going to bite you. Now you are grappled, you are not restrained, so it does not have advantage against you, which is important. The bite attack here, a 12 is not
That's a
enough
miss.
to hurt you.
26 piercing, Christ.
Yeah, you don't want to get bit by these guys. They're underwater
No.
predators. And then it's going to tail swipe at Sage, since it has it's just thrashing around in the water. This isn't so much an intentional attack, it's just it happens to be there, so we're gonna do this one at disadvantage because it's not really intentional. 16, thank God it's a disadvantage. I don't know why I made that ruling. I guess I just felt like the dice gods wanted it today, because that would have obliterated Sage. 16, however, does still hit. Sage, can I get you to make a strength saving throw? This is exceptionally important for you.
Wow. Do you know what I would roll, because my sheet isn't?
Yeah, I can do it for you.
No, I can roll it. Wait, what is it? I can type.
You're gonna roll a, let's see,
Strength save.
strength save is just a straight D20 for you. You have a 0 in your strength save modifier, so just straight D20. You're looking for 16 or above.
Wow.
you get hit with this thing, and I think it's because it's just death rolling Ren at this moment. It's not actually lashing out at you with its tail. It's just trying to devour the thing in front of it. You happen to get hit alongside of it. You do take the full 17 damage.
What? I rolled a 20.
No, that was...
Yeah, that's to resist being knocked prone. The 17 bludgeoning is pre that effect. So you take a massive wallop. And this is a 15-foot... It's a 15-foot long crocodile, and it's holding Ren, spinning him in the water. You happen to get hit with the tail, and you like... and you manage to hold yourself upright.
I have this thing and I don't know what it means. So can you tell me? It's called basically my grandmother's really nice to me, so she favors me, like favored by the gods.
I do, yes. If you fail a saving throw or miss with an attack roll, you can roll 2d4 and add it to the total, possibly changing the outcome. So a saving throw or a attack roll. You didn't fail. You didn't fail, so it wouldn't do anything for you on this one.
I passed. I'm an A student on that saving throw.
You set the curve on that one. Ren, I hate to do this. I didn't subtract the 2 of your radiant effect from Sage's HP on the end of your last turn. So I just did. Sage is looking even more grim.
You probably can't tell though, because I already look like a swamp witch in the water, so it's fine. No one actually knows.
Did you subtract it from the croc?
I did subtract it from the croc, yes.
Okay.
So, I wish those red bars didn't show up on everybody's token, because that's just bothersome for me. You guys don't need to see each other's temp HP. I'm just going to turn it off. You can know the temp HP, but I'm not going to make it to where... Because otherwise, it just looks like I have a Christmas tree all over my map. Sorry. The ADHD is strong.
I did try to update my roll 20 character sheet, so hopefully
it did go through. Yes. So I did see that come through perfectly. Now I do see that you have more than what I thought you had. Still a low number, but not as low as I thought.
It's not good. Yeah, it's
not a good number by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not a really, really horrible number either. Okay, let's keep doing this. Save changes. Excellent. Now the Christmas tree is less Christmas tree-ish. I gotta reduce barns to compact. Cool. Excellent. Sorry, a little bit obsessed there. That's the Croc's turn. Yariko, with the boat safely ended on the shore and your party still underwater, 'tis your turn.
Would my passive be enough for me to notice the cat upset?
Yes, I believe your passive insight is what we'd be looking at. Your passive insight is 16, which is enough to read overt. I mean, like 10 is enough to like you and me looking at a cat being like, yo, that cat is pissed. 16 is I mean, you're in the top 3% of people's, in the bell curve, right? You're in the top 3% of insightful individuals in the world. You're able to just intuit this cat is uneasy.
Okay. I will take a step over to the boat and yell, "It's time to be a hero," and dive in.
The bird in the water. Cool.
Head first, just...
Yeah, you only used 5, 10. You only used 10 feet of movement, so you still have 10 because you half your speed underwater. As you jump in, can I get you to make an athletics, not saving throw, just an athletics check to swim against the current? 13. It is difficult for you, but not impossible. You're able to move unhindered, but it is like you're moving your wings through water. You're used to moving your wings through air, so this is a very different feeling. Plus, you are wearing armor, even if it's not strapped on into like battle mode. It's still heavy armor, so like it's challenging for you, but you're able to move. And then you see the situation. You see this alligator is holding Ren by the mid thigh, or crocodile, and just spinning, and Ren is just being like whipped around in the water like a water willy.
It's a great visual. Thank you.
Yeah.
Is
that what those toys are called?
Anticipating going into the water now. Everything I have is verbal. Am I close enough to attack?
With 10 feet, it's a pretty big creature. You can get down to it. It's at the bottom at 15 feet, and you can get 10, which puts you within 5 vertical feet. So yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just attack then with the mace.
Put everybody back on the map so we can see them. Boom. 14. You collide, like it's hard to swing your mace through the water, but you do hit this creature. You're smart enough to hit it like where it hurts. You hit it in the snout, you hit it in the eye. Make contact. Yeah, it hits. Damage is a thing. Go ahead. For 4 bludgeoning. Excellent. Anything else?
Be my turn.
Perfect. Phoenix, you see the Birdman go over the boat into the water, but it is just murky water under there for you.
Yeah, he's probably gonna. Lorelai still have her head in her hands. Yeah, he's gonna like sneak up behind her, just grab her, try to scare her.
Odd time to play pranks, but you know, I mean, if that's what Phoenix would do.
I should have took the dodge action.
Boom! So you're in a harrowing moment, Lorelai, where you've seen friends die before and you are scared from behind. Cool. Are you trying to do anything else, Phoenix? Anything else you want to do on your turn
I
there?
mean, there isn't a whole lot he can do.
Okay.
He's just gonna ask Lorelai now that he has her attention, like, should we do something, or are we just both gonna die here?
What can we do?
No, I thought you were supposed to be smart.
Savage.
Excellent. As we jump back down into our underwater combat here, the underwater party is getting larger. We begin to hear the Mario clock quicken as Sage's breath is running out. Sage, on your turn, what do you want to do?
I would try to get to I would try to get to the top.
Okay, so it is half speed since you don't have well, make an athletics check rather. I should look up the rules on that. I think you make an athletics check to swim to avoid half speed. But just go ahead. Your athletics is it's +2, so D20 +2.
Okay. Sorry, it's actually all not even working for me. Okay.
No worries.
D20 +2.
Yeah, D20 +2. There we go. A 3. So, swimmings. Let's see. I found the page where it's on. Jumping, high jump, marching, stealth, noticing, other activities. Oh, man.
All I see is that it's half movement.
Each food is half. You ignore this extra cost if you have a climbing speed or a swimming speed.
Yeah.
Gaining any distance in rough water might require... Okay, so this is like rough-ish water, but it's not like choppy water. So we're just going to say that you're able to move at regular half speed, which with 30 feet of movement, you're only 15 feet underwater. You come to the top, and as you had exhaled all of your withheld breath, you are also outside of Ren's 10-foot radius, so you stop taking Ren's radiant damage, which Ren doesn't know about, but you do, because it hurt.
I highly doubt that I would know why.
You're just getting sunburned underwater, and you're like, I'm okay with
Yeah.
this. Just a dog at a table
Yeah.
burning down.
Yeah.
Currents of scalding hot water running into her for some reason. Who knows?
Yeah. I'm not super familiar with this part of the water, and I just think that anything can happen. You know, the world's magic. So. And I still have that disc thing, right?
You do. You still have the star core. Yeah. You successfully grabbed it from the silt. And I mean, if you wanted to, like, you couldn't technically swim across the water, but you are, you could take the dash action if you wanted to swim farther.
I would want to get away from that creepy thing.
Yeah.
Fennec will kind of push me up, so I think he's coming with. And I doubt I would have noticed Oracle just yet.
Excellent. You managed to get to the edge. You come up to where the boat used to be, and it's not there anymore. You kind of look around. You see that the boat is over on the shore. You get yourself up onto the boat. Phoenix and Lorelei, you see Sage come up, bloody, just completely bloody. You notice she like sticks an arm up over, and she has this like massive gash on her side, this bunch of like pinpoint holes, and then rips, like something grabbed her and tore pieces of her flesh from her bone. But that is your whole turn, movement and action. We go back underwater to Ren, as you are still grappled. If you want to, you can make an athletics check to get out of the grapple, or an acrobatics check. The DC is 16, but it does take an action to try to get out.
Yeah, and he's gonna kind of like, he's kind of like grabbed onto the, because he's not going to understand this. He's grabbed onto the mouth, which has kind of grabbed him, if that makes sense, and tried to like plant his feet up against the croc. And
leg press style, yeah.
Yeah, as he tries to like push away from it, and like he looks up, and he obviously can see a bit through the cat's eyes. He knows where the boat is. He's going to push as if he's going to like somehow miraculously shove away, and he's going to scream, run. And actually that's going to cast Misty Step, and he's going to go end up 30 feet, like 15 foot out of the water, 15 foot above the boat, and slam down into the boat.
Yeah. Boo, boo, boo. You take a small amount of falling damage. Roll 1d6.
Yeah.
Nope, you take a lot of falling damage.
That. And like all the lights wink out, like he is, I'll just for fun. What was it, 6? Lovely. It all winks out. He's just kind of laying there, like slams into the boat, like bloodied, same as everything else. And that was bonus action. I gotta use a spell. Where is it? Okay. And then you see the cat sprint over right next to him and kind of lay a paw on. And it's going to do 2d4 of healing hands, which is Ren's, but the cat's is what triggers it. Where
Nice.
is that?
Does that
Not much.
Does that break the 2 level spells, like 2 leveled spells in one turn?
No, healing hands is a.
Okay, healing hands is an ability.
Race. Yeah, it's a race action.
Sorry, I thought I heard cure wounds because I was not paying attention. I wasn't paying attention to the details.
No,
Cool.
It's a little quick. It's just something little. So that's what I took. I took 6 and then added 7. Cool. So I'm awesome.
You're fine.
Yeah. And with a bit of my movement, you just see him like painfully crawl onto the shore. Like he's crawling like that is. So I'll just do the 10 feet. I won't do all 40, which he now has.
Nice.
And just kind of lolls over half like half awake, but half like conscious.
Excellent. Poor Yariko just jumped into the water, and everybody's like, "Deuces."
Gotta go.
Oh, nice to see you. Bye. Oh, that's horrible. Okay.
Ren's kind of mumbling to Phoenix and Lorelei. Giant croak. Oh god. And he just kind of collapses, but just energy-wise collapse, not consciousness.
Yeah. Awesome. Lorelei, your first moment of actual context of what's going on. Ren appears into the boat. You hear him slam into the boat. You hear the wood splintering under the impact of this man from 15 feet above it. And then he like scrambles backwards up onto the shore, just like a person swimming a triathlon. Belly up, staring at the sky.
Yeah.
I see the cat has the orb, right? That much I know. Okay. Ren, you have a moment? We get the orb.
Yeah. All the time in the world. All the time in the world. Yeah, what?
The orb? We get it?
Oh yeah.
The swamp witch has it. That
That
one.
mud. Even though I appear, and I'm not breathing heavily, even though I might fall over. I'm just kind of stumbling. I got the thing, and it was almost like a water puppy. It's still probably coming. We might get eaten, but Grandma says that the circle of life, it happens. But if you waste not, want not, or something, I don't know what
Someone
she
shut her up or kill me.
said. I got this for you. I really don't think it was going in the water for, but next time maybe we can swim somewhere else.
Yeah, as Sage is explaining it and holding the orb up, I'm gonna kind of half crawl, half walk through the mud, and kind of be wiping at my tears and everything. So I'm just getting more mud on my face, and I will crawl back onto the boat. I'll hold my hand out to the cat for one orb, and then I will gently pat Sage on the shoulder and grab the other orb that she's holding out and put them back in and reattune to them.
I imagine I would half throw it at you as I pass out. And mumbling I got this for you. But literally pass out because I'm on bed. But I just look really filthy though. I highly doubt that you would notice if it was anything peculiar.
Wow.
Cat would definitely give you the orb. It likes you, actually. But
Small miracles. One person here
Small
likes me.
victories.
yeah.
Well, pleasantries aside, I'll tell you who's not having a pleasant time. Yariko, the bird in the water.
Okay, so before he attacks, I'm going to spend one of my portents and give him a nat 1.
Oh, I like it.
Hot.
He chomps down, grabbing just water, and the snap of his teeth. Again, he's a 15-foot long croc, and his teeth he's mostly mouth. That's not true. He's partially mouth. It snaps next to you. You feel the rush of water. He then I don't like to have the tail attack the same person because he's a very long croc. So in my mind, he can't. He's just going to menace you under the water. That's his whole turn. He missed. I'm not even going to roll because he got a nat 1. All right. Yariko. Oops, I shouldn't have zipped you off the water there.
I disappear for my turn and reappear 30 feet up.
Oh! Disappear and reappear in the start of your next turn, location of choice that you can see
So
within
I'm
30
just
feet.
looking up. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to say I'm only at water level, I'm cool with that.
You'd be 20 feet above the... You're only 10 feet below the water now, so if you go straight 30 feet up, you are 20 feet up. Nice. You guys have a lot of instantaneous travel features. Can't be affected by
And I'm
anything that
just,
appears
in
through
my
the
mind, thinking
Ren
of
has no idea what
Savra.
you're talking about.
It's true.
That's crazy talk.
Instantaneous travel. What is that? Cool. With that,
Yeah, in my mind, I'm just thanking Savras for his gifts that he's given me.
yeah. So you have this. It is verbal. So as we described before, you have to have this one squawk of like, the air goes out, and you're 20 feet up by the time your air bubbles come up to the. By the time your air bubbles come up to the top of the water, at the start of your next turn. So you're actually nowhere right now. You're completely, which is important because your group doesn't see you appear yet. Cool. Fenix, a lot has happened since your turn. Your birdman dove into the water. Your other people came out of the water. A lot has happened. Do you have anything you want to do on your turn?
I mean, again, not a whole lot you can do because he's not going in the water. So
It's true. No worries. Sage?
I think that I would just sprawl out, kind of maybe curl on my side a little bit and cuddle with Parn, and then probably cast a healing word on myself.
What's the meme? Lay down, try not to cry a lot.
Nah, she didn't cry. It didn't hurt. I would just like, a little quiet, so that's weird. I would just cuddle Parn. Can you cast that spell for me?
I sure can.
I don't know why new sheet it just like won't even load. Hates me. Thank you.
That's a lousy roll. I feel bad that you've got me rolling your spells for you.
It's okay.
Ability not found. That should plus your spellcasting ability. So what's happening is it's not rolling your spellcasting ability. So it should have added a 4 to that. So you actually get 7 healing back. I'll need to edit that. Malcolm, send me a note about that, would you please?
Healing.
Never mind, Malcolm. I just solved it. There we go. Now, if I go into the details, we can see that it is adding the charisma proficiency bonus there. Cool. Resolved. So you get some healing. Let me add that to your token for you. As you breathe slightly slower from your trauma. Ren, I don't know that you would have seen Yariko dive in because you were kind of in the midst of being thrashed around by the crocodile, and then you just appeared 30 feet above. What do you think happened? Can you give us like an insight into Ren's mind of like you were being thrashed around by this beast, and then all of a sudden you were above the water?
His internal gaslighting was that basically he went to push off, and the croc threw him through the water.
Nice.
And, he landed above it and then slammed down and took a hit to the head, so it's all kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, you've got and
he doesn't really delve deep into those weird situations. Like if it happened, but you can just kind of brush it off. He does. Like it's not. Hey, I wonder what that was. Why could I see glowing things? Like it's.
Don't look into it.
No, yeah, don't look directly behind the curtain. That's not the wizard. Yeah, so there's a self-delusion and gaslighting that it's just like, no, he got lucky. It went to thrash him, and he pushed off at the right time, and he just flung out of the water and slammed down on top of the boat. And he knew where the boat was because the cat. That's about as much as he can really process.
Nice.
And so he's going to kind of like sling his bag around, and actually, for it's not very common, but he's actually going to start to kind of wrap himself with his medical supplies, and I'm going to use one what do you call it? I've got a couple of them. I'm going to use the healer's kit, one of its uses. So I'm down to 4 on that one. Okay, and I'll take. I think it's 1d8 plus. Oh no, it's yes, it's 1d8 plus 3. Okay. Health.
Excellent.
I rolled a 6, so I'm going to take 9 health. The cat is going to walk over past Sage and kind of look her up and down. Like, how beat up is Sage at this point?
She still has these profusely bleeding wounds. You see that she looks not good.
It looks like really weird mud, I would assume. Like, just all over. Like, a little...
So you're
like,
saying,
like
so you're saying nobody can tell?
Yeah. Well, it's just like, only if you pay attention.
Well,
It's like
the cat's
really-
smarter than both of us, so maybe the cat can tell you're pretty hurt.
Also, the cat likes me. It's such a good cat.
The cat
He
does,
likes
actually.
us.
As long as your name's not Ren, the cat generally likes you.
It's weird. It's just all people named Ren for some reason.
Wild. Yeah, it's very exclusionary. And I'm going to use 2 of my items of healing light for 2d6 healing on Sage. So
Nice.
rolling that is a 6 and a 4, so 10 health for Sage.
Yeah, she looks like her. The cat can see that her wounds are beginning to like not cauterize, but are beginning to like scar over. It's healing, and it begins to like, it just accelerates the natural process of her body to close off those capillaries. Yeah.
How much movement does it take to drag Sage?
It would be half movement. So
Okay. So I'm going to use 10 to get there, and I'll use the other 30 to drag us both 15 away, like behind Phoenix, behind Lorelei.
cool. Nice.
Because she laid down in a boat with a giant crocodile in the water, and I don't support that decision.
Well, Lorelei, you see all of this play out as there's a lot of action. You don't see Yariko out of the water yet, but everybody above the water is beginning to look relatively better. We cut back to Lorelei with her head in her hands.
No, on my last turn, I stood up and I went to the boat and I got the orbs and I tried to reattune to the boat.
I'm so bad at paying
Put her
attention.
big girl pants on.
It's my fault, folks.
I mean, I crawled through the mud. I didn't stand on my own 2 feet.
Well, upon setting the orbs into the raft and having spent some time familiarizing yourself with the story and the I don't want to call it the spirit because it's not a sentient raft. It just has like a non-sentient will. That's like an oxymoron. It's a paradox. It's stupid, but it's like that, right? You set these orbs in and just like willing it to power up, you feel it. And it goes to it stays level, and because a portion of the boat is on the mud bank, it's actually like, a foot off the water, because it goes to it levels out at the highest point of ground underneath it, plus 4 inches. So you're actually like 5 or 6 feet off the water, like on the hill here. So you're just like over the water, but the boat reactivates with no delay upon your seating of the star cores and like attuning to it. So that would have happened last turn. My apologies. And then this turn.
So there's still a lot of flower power happening, a lot of yellow petals, some pink are making their way in, and I just kind of look over at everybody. Everybody okay?
Oh, I see. Someone believes really hard again. Great.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of make the boat like shift more over the land a little bit, just because I don't want it going back in the water right now. But yeah, I'm glued to the hands-on balls. I believe it can fly,
Pulpit.
but I was
Really?
like, they are not going anywhere.
Really?
Command console. The balls are in the back, but it's okay. It's fine. If I were to draw this out, just because it's worth it now, because I have a boat to actually show this on. I put a little crate there because I don't have a picture of a boat with a command console. But
I like it.
if we were to draw out the the star orbs, the star cores, they sit right here. Oh god, this is gonna look horrible. I'm not gonna draw it. I refuse to draw
Do
it.
it.
Nope.
Do it.
Nope.
Do it.
Nope. It's not happening.
It's canon.
God dang it. God dang it.
No, I mean,
Hey, that's where the balls
totally
go.
fine. That's where the balls
Look.
go. But if that's where they are, like I'm just sitting with my hands on them wherever they're at. I'm holding them in place because I'm terrified that we're gonna lose them again now.
Nice. They do sit. There's no rudder on this boat as drawn, as depicted, and placing the star cores here is obviously a problem. But they are there. That's where they are at the back of the boat, neatly nestled into the center. That's awful. We're just gonna get rid of that because I can't. And with that note, we're going to, with it being the crocodile's turn, and with us being 13 minutes past our halfway point, we're gonna take a quick fiver, get water, get drink, and whatnot, and we'll be back in 5. So I see on my clock that'll be 48 after the hour. So whatever time zone you're in. BRB. Hey everyone, before we jump back into the fallout of those bites, I just looked over and realized there are 66 of you hanging out with us in Chult right now. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. We started this project to kind of show the how and why of DMing, and having 66 of you along for the ride kind of makes those hours really worth it. If you're enjoying the vibe and kind of want to help us grow, hit that like button maybe, or drop a follow. Really, it's kind of the best way to let us know that you like what we're doing. And it tells the algorithm that there is a seat at this table, and there's a purpose for what we do. So, all right, back to the teeth in the river. Let's see who survives. Here we go. Hey everyone. Before we jump back into the fallout of those bites, I just looked over and realized there are 62 of you hanging out with us right now. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. We started this project a little while ago to kind of show the how and the why of DMing, and just creating a community. And having 60-ish of you along for the ride kind of makes the whole prep of it and the process of it really worth it. So if you're enjoying the vibe and you want to help us grow the community, hit that like button, or maybe drop a follow. Really, honestly, that's the best way to kind of support us as we kind of grow here. It does tell the algorithm that what we're doing has some merit to it and that you enjoy it. So, all right, back to the river. Thanks. All right, if I unmute my mic, it works a lot better. Go figure. Here we go. Let's jump back in. Getting back into this scene, kind of almost post-combat here. We're going to not tell you, any of you, what happens with the crocodile, because no one's underwater to see it. At the start of his turn, Yariko appears 20 feet up in the air. The rest of you just see kind of like a blurred movement in the air, kind of like the predator disappearing and reappearing as Yariko just fast forwards into position without really traveling through the air. Now his ability does have a specific description to it. You disappear and reappear at the start of your next turn. Although it is time related, he doesn't actually travel the footsteps between those two locations. He just steps through a moment where he is there already. So we see Yariko. Whoops. Boop, boop. I need to get those token reminders. I'm going to remind myself. Height token mod. Cool. Thank you, Thomas, for Thomas. Cool. Yariko, it is your turn at the start of this round here.
Will I be able to fly right away after getting my feathers wet?
So you didn't leave through the water, therefore the water wouldn't really go with you. It'd be like you couldn't have taken air with you underwater to then breathe that air. In my mind, you didn't shoot up out of the water where there, like if you had, I don't know, rocket boosters, the water would come up with you. You just ceased to be where you are and appeared where you were. So you didn't take water with you. I don't even know if you're wet, to be honest.
I will fly then, yelling over to the group. I don't know what the croc is going to do. Are we getting on the boat and leaving?
It's probably gonna try to eat you. Cause that's what it does. Oh, and it hits you with your tail too, with its tail. They hit really hard actually. We should probably not try to play with the crocodile. It might be turkey though, I guess I could try that. I'd totally throw a piece of turkey in the water, just so you know.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
It's important.
I try to throw it
All right.
as far away as I can.
Oh man, how far can you throw in D&D?
Very strong. I'm like so strong. Like,
well, I guess there's really easy rules for this, right? Like you can throw a dagger 20 to 60 feet. You can't throw past 60, and you have disadvantage over 20. So you can throw it 60 feet. We'll say that's a very easy. Jerky is about as aerodynamic as a club. A club is a bit heavier, but it's a, so yeah, you throw this easily 20 feet out from you, Sage, up to 60 feet away, but we'll just say about 30 feet. You can chuck it into the middle of the river over here because you're not foolish enough to bait yourself a croc on the shore.
I said I wanted it to go away from us.
Yeah. Yeah, you toss it up over here. Perfect. No worries.
You don't want to breadcrumb it over to the shore? You know, psychopath.
Wow. Hey, thanks for coming today. So when we're in therapy, we're not going to talk directly to each other. We're going to talk. Cool. I'm not making fun of therapy.
I've known her far too long.
Therapy's a brilliant thing. Okay. Yarko, you appear up in the air. Are you traveling over to shore? Are you staying up there?
I'm flying around looking down to see if I can spot this thing. I would probably move, I would say 10 feet up just so I can see farther.
So you're 30 feet up over the water. I know that the 6 is not the most intuitive, but that's 6 spaces. So 30 feet. Cool. Is anybody else doing anything in the immediate interim of escaping your narrow encounter with the croc? Well, momentarily escaping your narrow encounter. You're all just kind of like hanging out on the shore? Yeah? Lorelai's in the boat, holding onto the orbs, facing the back of the boat. You're not even looking at the river. Maybe you're like hands on the orbs, looking back over the length of the boat. But you'd have to be all the way to the back of the boat to do so.
Is the boat active? Like, can I tell? Because it's hovering a little and slightly above.
Mm-hmm.
And I assume water's like draining out of it.
Draining
like
out of the holes. Yep.
Then I'm going to try to climb back in. So will the cat.
Yeah.
Do we have to like row again?
No, Sage, we don't row it anymore. Just get in, please. Play, come. Your frog looks scared. Just
thank God
come.
it's on my thing. Just like, girl into the boat. Like, I just like really don't like rowing, you know?
I mean, like, arguably, it's only been a week since the last time you were rowing, so you probably still have blisters from the last time, Sage. Like, your hands are probably still somewhat raw from it.
It was also her very first experience, so, like, with the boat thing, so it's not... Yeah, so, like, I'm really glad we're not doing that. But you know what is awesome? It's flying. Did you guys know that Yari can fly, like, really far?
Fenix, are you hanging out outside the boat or getting in the boat?
Sorry, yeah, Fenix would be getting in the boat.
Okay.
He would have got in as soon as Lorelai fixed it.
Yeah, it hovers and you're just like jumping in right away, not to be left behind. Well, as you all clamber into the boat, I'm gonna... how long do you hang out, Yarko? How long do you fly around? Do you guys go back over the water with the boat? Do you retreat further onto shore? What's your plan, Lorelai?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna keep the boat over land for a little bit. But I am not relinquishing control again.
Nice.
Kind of pry it from my dead Genasi hands situation.
Nice. Yeah. So you back the boat up a little bit. I don't want to drag you guys off of the boat, so I'm going to leave it where it's at currently. But we'll just assume for the sake, you know what? We'll do this really cheaply. We'll just take the Earth, and we'll move the Earth down. And then look at that. You're over the shore. You know, whatever. Yeah, D&D. Not for the serious. All right, cool.
If we're not in turn combat, I'm going to use 2 more of the med kits on myself and Sage.
Yeah, so you guys, you hang on there with
There's
weighted...
a lot of places to wrap and bandage on our, I would assume, very slashed up bodies.
You hang there with like a bated breath, waiting for this thing to surface, and you watch the piece of jerky float downstream towards the mouth of the river, downstream from where you are, away from where you're going. As you see this jerky just float away and nothing ever surfaces to bite the jerky. It seems like The croc is either asleep or inattentive, but it is not does not surface for the rest of your time hanging out here.
Hmm.
Can you roll a d6 for Sage's health, Thomas?
I can roll.
Oh, you can
I
roll
can
again. Okay. D6 plus what the hell is my 5?
Yeah, I
Oh,
can type these.
I'm doing D6 plus or D8 plus 3. It's gonna be that's short rest. Okay, this is different. Okay. I have 2 more.
Yeah, that's better. What are we doing today? I don't think we were probably going to catch a crocodile.
Can we throw her off?
Ren does that thing where he like looks around the other way to show he's obviously trying to not pay attention. So like if Fenix throws her off, he's be like, "Oh no."
Wow, the camaraderie is
You don't
strong.
you don't want to be friends anymore?
No, I just like you to be friends in the water.
Oh, that's how you want me to be in that hole with those people. You're kind of a mean boy.
The cat walks over between Fenix and Sage and kind of like you can see its like tail slapping on the ground. It's not like threatening Fenix, but it's like, go ahead.
I don't really think that that's like how you should treat your friends, and I don't think and then she just like turn away.
Yeah.
I think she would actually try to talk to Mr. Body, like, because like she wants to still talk to you, but like I'm just like turn away and be like, so
Lucky for him, he doesn't have ears.
yeah, exactly. That's her new best friend. So it's like, do you know where we're going? Like, or like what? I think that what I found out about the water is that there are crocodiles and they will hurt you. And I think that everyone probably knew that anyway. So, did you want to, like, what are we gonna do with the sludge stuff? Can't you just, like, do your science things and talk to your gods about it?
The
And
cat
just
is
put it in
actively
the
glaring at Fenix.
Fenix will pat it.
I'm like asking I'm talking to Mr. Body, but really it's like all questions for Phoenix. Like, can't you just like put this gross stuff? Like, I would kind of like wipe. I feel like I would have the slime attached to me from swimming in the water.
Well,
And, like,
now that you
like,
mentioned the slime, those of you who took some bite attacks whilst in the water, with the cat looking at it and with you mentioning the slime, and with Yariko's passive perception being very high, Yariko, you notice the cuts on them are not bleeding as much anymore. Like their wounds seem to have beyond regular healing. They seem to have coagulated the blood, and you see these big scabs, like big scabs. And as you look a little bit closer, you realize there are barnacles on their wounds. Barnacles very similar to the ones that are barnacle's not the right term. There is like a growth on their wounds, very similar to the ones that were that are in the jar held by Phoenix. The rest of you, I don't know that your passives would be enough to see over just the regular like bleeding, but Sage mentioning it, possibly you can decide if your characters would be attentive enough to those wounds. I can see how like Ren being the resident field medic would notice it and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, he was actively wrapping all of his own, like on his leg and his arms. So it would have been something he was actively like not looking for, but paying. It wasn't like passively wrapping, like he was actively.
I would say the first inclination for you, Ren, would be that your wrists are like giving you that hot sensation that like you feel something is not right about the wounds. And as you're wrapping them, you're covering them up, and the wrists are like burning to give you that clue. Yariko, what is your you notice? Do you tell anybody about it first of all? You're muted.
I will fly over, joining the group. I don't mean to alarm anyone, but those wounds don't look very good.
This is when Ren, you would also notice it.
Yeah, can I start like examining it like closer, like each wound, each cut, each like whatever growth?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you look at it, and like the deeper wounds they didn't you notice there's like a hematoma, or like a blood pooling under the skin. So it's not like the wounds are healing from the bottom, because you've seen that before. Like, hey, it's gonna suck, I have to put this hot iron all the way into your wound and cauterize the internal part of it. It's not doing that. It's like the surface of it has scabbed over, and the blood is sort of like pooling underneath the wound inside. Yeah, I think that's the best way to describe it.
So if I take my dagger and reopen one of the wounds, what do I see, or what happens?
When you reopen it, the inside is still bleeding very like actively, like it is a fresh wound. The compression is obviously blanched the wound site, but as you cut it, the growth on the outside is like crawling across, and you see these two tendrils come across the wound, and they link up in the middle, and then they make this little mesh, and they don't pull the skin together, they cake over on the skin. So you have this like this scar tissue, this artificial scar tissue on the surface. It's a very big fat scab, and as you cut it, like still bleeding on the inside, but on the outside it's meshing itself together.
Can I try to, with that same dagger on one of the small wounds, cut that off?
Yeah.
Like slice vertically across, and remove.
Yeah, you
yeah.
You swipe it off, and it like you can tell that it's more than just the wound. When you swipe it off, you cut horizontally across the surface of the arm. The water, the milky, oily residue that is crawling, like it's under your arm, anywhere on you that has been touched by the milky red oil residue begins to crawl around, attracted by the scent of the blood, and begins to come from under your arm over to the top, and you have that same effect. So like you slice off the scab, and it crawls from around anywhere on you to attract to that blood site. You intuit from your background, the crocodile bite is not the problem. It's the milky, oily, bloody residue in the water.
The blood was just the catalyst for it to start being different. Okay, that's what I was checking. Let me check my inventory.
What are the rest of you doing? While he's like doing surgery on his arm to see, okay, is it the scab? Is it the wound? Is it the bite? He's doing like a medical evaluation of his arm. How do the rest of you act with this?
I want to check the little hidden pockets inside my coat and check out like the different like drinks that my grandmother made for me. Like just kind of see if I have something that reminds me of what I should take. I forgot there's a bunch of things in there.
Yeah.
Can you see?
You have a friend finding tincture. You have a
there's something sister root something.
Jungle's breath. Advantage on saving throws versus poison and disease for 1 hour. Yeah, you do.
I was gonna say, can I try the neem salve as well?
Yeah. So you have neem salve. And Sage, you pull out like this gourd that has a potion inside of it. It has like black pepper vine and palm sap and like frog mucus. And you have this you uncork it, and you're like, oh yeah, Jungle's breath, duh. And like, you know that it could give you it could help you protect yourself against disease and poisons. And the neem salve oil, yes, if you know from experience that neem salve is very like it's an astringent, and you can use it to bolster a body, or to irritate the skin enough to cause like a reaction, a biological reaction to I'm probably describing that wrong, but that's what we're going to go with in the interest of expediency.
I think realizing it's mainly the water. Ren's not exactly bashful or shy. He's going to start to remove all of his wet clothing.
Yeah.
And kind of hang it over the edge, and he'll just be standing there in like his blanket. He'll just wrap his blanket around him like you would tie a towel. And he's just trying to get as much of the oily, watery substance off him, even so much as to light one of his lamps, just for the extra heat, just to remove any moisture he can.
Yeah.
But oddly enough, he's not like encouraging others to do it. I guess he's just kind of like going through the motions, not ignoring everybody else, but like trying to see if he's basically checking and testing to see if this will be effective.
Yeah, you drop the soaking wet clothes into a pile, kind of like hang them over the edge of the boat. You notice, like, as you're taking them off, you notice the water doesn't behave intelligently. The water just kind of like pours over the side of the boat. Some of it pours into the boat and then through the cracks in the boat. The wounds are still like, you are still somewhat wet. You'd have to like physically dry yourself or rinse yourself with neem oil. As you do that, you kind of like rinse it all off. Sage, are you chugging your potion there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Cool.
I was like, would I need to take the whole thing? Because if I didn't, I would try to share. I think even if I would, like, yeah.
Yeah, I would say you could there's probably enough to well, I mean, these are like background potions that we gave you to start the adventure. I'd say that you have enough for 2 servings of it. If you wanted to give it to somebody else for their wounds, you could.
I would. I would only drink half then and not her.
Perfect. Yes. So you chug half of it. You have enough for like, oh, that's a good serving. Grandmother always used to make me have half of this bottle, so I'm okay here.
I would not be surprised if this happened to me before.
This specific, you might have caught like some kind of like sea lice or whatever. But this is a very new.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is a very new sensation for Sage. She has never felt the perversion of the jungle like she is right now. Like this just feels wrong. But you do.
Yeah, I would chalk it up though to not liking boats. Honestly, I'd be like, yeah.
Well, as you drink your last, and you extend the drink over to Ren, is the only one who got injured in the water as well. Ren, you're putting the neem oil, like washing off the site of the wounds, because it's not like your whole body's injured. It's like one site, and you're sterilizing that site. The rest of you can have water on it, and it's fine. You don't notice like your right shoulder is not crawling all the way down to your thigh. I keep holding my arm, but we said that you got attacked in the thigh. It's not like your shoulder water is crawling to your thigh. It's like it has to be a localized site. So you expunge it from that one side. So you hike the tunic all the way up to like your hip and your inguinal area. Lorelei, you're holding onto the orbs, and you turn, and Ren is just like disrobing and washing himself in this oil. Sage comes over and offers you a drink.
You'll see him bandage up once he's dried himself off, cleaned the wounds with the neem salve again. Then he'll rebandage and recheck. Like it's just this kind of like medical process. He just go like, what's next? What has next? And he's just standing there, like bandages, arms, hip, thigh, the whole thing. And then like now he looks around to see if anyone else has been cut, or like he now needs to do that to someone else. It's always that, take care of yourself first before you make sure you help others. Otherwise there's no point. So now he's going from person to person, kind of instructing the same thing.
Yeah, and as you look around, you see Sage walking across the boat with a gourd of some kind of concoction. Her breath smells like fermented mango. She walks over and she's offering you this drink.
Thank you. You keep that for now. Let me, and can I kind of start to prod her wounds to see if her wounds are doing what mine did before, or if they've just stand
Interestingly,
still for a minute and please just quiet.
Interestingly, her wounds, it's problematic because they're still bleeding. Like the oil residue has not coagulated on the surface of her wounds, which is both a gift and a curse, right? She's not actively bleeding anymore. She is actively bleeding, but at least she's not having this false suture of the skin. It appears like the oil and blood residue has not set in on her wounds, or it has, and it's been expunged by this potion that she's drank.
Okay. Well, you seem fine, Sage. Can you go over to Lorelei, see if she can dry you off? I think she was got some flame. She can. Lorelei, do you mind? Can you dry her off?
Please don't light my hair on fire.
Not exactly how
good.
my flame works, but and I'll produce flame and just hold it there and
Yeah.
here.
And he'll walk over and kind of like the areas that she's cut, kind of dry them off and try to at least remove some of the water and the sludge that's still on her clothes and I imagine in her hair
You
and
know, like when you take your dog out and it's raining and they just run around and come back in and then you're like drying them off and they're just kind of side eyeing you like what's your problem though? Like that's Sage right now. Like that's just kind of side eyeing you like she's like you've never taken a bath before. Like she's just like I get that the gross stuff is kind of gross. Like I don't like it, but also I'm just like okay to both of you.
Sage, the water's contaminated. You have to get dry. I don't know how you want to do that.
Preferably like clean water.
What?
I feel like clean water. Maybe
I'm sorry.
they call it a bath. I don't know.
No, you need to be not water. You need to get dry. You need your clothes to be dry, not wet.
The sun will dry them. I want to. You don't use clean water where you come from. That's okay. I'm gonna tell you all kinds of um things that people like to do. So
Uh, well, I tried. Lorelei, she's all yours, and I'll walk back to the other end of the boat.
Still time to throw her off. Just putting it out there.
The cat is still glaring at Fenix.
Pet the cat again.
Just leave her be.
Well, okay, I was going to say, every time you go to pet the cat, you know how when a pet cat doesn't want to be pet, it does kind of like you can't touch
just keep going for it until it
Yeah.
back into a corner.
I highly doubt you're as quick as the cat. Let's just throw it. So you're not going to pull off any petting. Just to...
Also, the cat can fly, so like it just hangs out.
Also correct. And attack you. Your choice. I mean, go where you want to go. I happen to know if you keep trying to pet a cat that doesn't want to be pet, it will usually. I'm just your world, but just that's a thing. So
No, it's not. It's the cat's world. We all just live in it.
That's also fair.
Well, as the morning stretches on, it is. You can see the light of dawn cresting across the horizon. You're in a riverbed with two trees, two tree rows, two tree lines on either side of the river. But you can kind of see like the god rays or whatever they call them, where like the light of dawn is beginning to shine through the cloud layer. The morning rain begins to like slowly mist as you like. That's one of the signs that the dawn is always coming. Is it begins to mist in the jungle. And all of you have had a long rest, except Lorelei. Lorelei, this is the beginning of your rest if you want to take one.
I do not relinquish control. or let go of the balls, but I'm going to just turn around, like spread like this, and just kind of lean back and close my eyes a little.
Spread like what?
Like,
This is
or
going to a
however
weird
I
place.
have to hold the balls, you know?
Yeah.
However I have to hold. I am afraid. I'm terrified.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna close my eyes. I am not. I don't know how this might work, but like, if it gets to a point where I get exhausted and I fall asleep, I'm not stopping myself, but I'm also not actively trying to fall asleep. Like, I'm kind of just like catnapping,
Okay.
as it were.
Yeah, so you can take a short rest. That's a very easy thing to do.
Okay.
That would give you a 1 hour rest. The way that the D&D mechanics work is you make a Constitution saving throw against gaining a level of exhaustion. I would say if you willingly fail that, you would be presented with an option. You can either fall asleep or gain a level of exhaustion. And so that would be the moment where you, the player, would have to decide: do I want my character to be stubborn enough to stay awake or succumb to the exhaustion and fall asleep? That's a you thing. I don't want to get into the sticks of like roll for Constitution. No. Story wise, you decide. Does she so stubborn she stays awake and gains a level of exhaustion, or is she so tired she falls asleep?
Okay. We'll start with a short rest, so come back.
Cool. Yeah. So you like close your eyes and you begin to just rest, and you're conscious, but you're like I'm just resting my eyes. I'm not asleep. I'm just no. I'm listening. Like it's the typical like Thanksgiving meal. Everybody's playing football and you're watching. Like no. I'm watching.
Exactly.
Missing out on most of the conversation. What are the rest of you doing while she is trying not to fall asleep here? Again, very early morning of our very early hours of dawn.
Honestly, I would probably lay down on the boat. Like that was a time. Like I would try to like take out some sort of jungle bathing leaf. There's gotta be something used like as a form of like shampoo, less soap. I don't know. Like I try and just wash myself off because I'm still feeling gross.
Yeah, I would say like gosh, I don't know how to make natural soap. You use like tallow, right? Like that's how natural soaps are made, is some kind of fat, because that's it's water soluble, or it's not. I don't even know.
Yeah. No, it's made out of fat.
Fat. So you could probably.
There's some type of leaves that they use. Let me look.
Yeah, I could say like maybe if you distilled some kind of, Lorelai would know that there are a number of like natural plants that are they wash off oils. They're like oil repellent or water repellent plants, and if they're like macerated into like a paste, you can apply it, very much like we apply deodorant and things like that. And because you're on the shore, you could just collect them from the shoreline. I mean, unless you're being hunted by were-tigers.
I feel like it's like a yucca or something.
Well, without Lorelai pushing the boat willingly into the water, it just hovers 4 inches over the shoreline. What are the rest of you doing while she hovers?
So if we are taking a short rest, I'm gonna prepare food for everyone. So basically, like you'll see him start to put a little cook fire together in a specific area set up to like not, set the boat on fire.
Yeah.
And that will give everyone a D8 of extra hit die back. So sorry, if anyone uses hit die to get any health back, they can add a D8 to it. So I'm going to. If Sage is going to as well, I think she's still hurt a little, maybe.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay. Yeah, so however many hit die you use on the short rest, you can add a D8 because of the food.
totally forgot I can feed people too. I wouldn't remember until I get up though, honestly.
Yariko, I haven't heard from you recently. What are you doing as the group kind of sets in here for their 1 hour rest? And again, the group doesn't know it's a 1 hour rest. The group just knows that like if we want this boat to go without Lorelei, we got to get like punting poles and begin pushing ourselves. What are you doing, Yariko?
He has really been focusing on what happened during that battle. Not in a regretful way, but in a he can't believe how much Savras provided for him in that moment. That Savras knew that he was going to need the port when, and he just wants to further his relationship and have a better understanding of his god.
Yeah, is it? Do you like everybody's in the middle of resting and you're like, allow me to read from the book of Savras? Like, do you have like a song that you like? How does your connection with Savras go?
He's taking in the moment. He's watching these interactions that are happening with, his party, and he's finding the joy and the humor in them, as well as the heartache of what almost happened back there. Like he's trying to live in the moment, but anchor it in what Savras gave to him in those moments, and he just wants to further his knowledge and wisdom of how to trust Savras more.
Okay, I like that. That's very cleric-y of you, like a paladin who like is very like zoned in on their conviction. You're very zoned in on like, and that's why Savras is the provider of this scenario. Meanwhile, like the atheists of the group are like, yeah, I punched it in the head, dipshit. But like you're like, yeah, Savras helped you punch it in the head. Like essentially the real world equivalent of God gives me the strength. Okay, sure. Okay, if you choose to believe that. I always say that in D&D there aren't really atheists because everybody is aware of at least one God and like they are very real. You can choose not to serve them, but to believe that they don't exist is like, okay, neither does oxygen. Like,
yeah. Oh, by the way, is my brand still burning, or has that subsided?
No. As you treat your thing with the neem oil, the neem salve, and as Sage walks up, having imbibed her potion of Jungle's breath, it does not give you any inclination about her either. So like you feel like the rot has been sufficiently expunged.
So she's not undead, and I don't have to kill her.
Correct.
Okay. Maybe next time.
Wow. Y'all need therapy. Okay, so it sounds like nobody's making moves to move upstream.
No, if Lorelei's resting, I know how long she steered before we slammed into the water when she unattached. So Ren's just gonna let her kind of do that, like the airplane sleep, where like you're half in, you're half out, and then you kind of your neck bobs, and then she goes back. Like he's just gonna leave her alone.
Well, 1 hour passes and Lorelei is still like able to rest. Do the rest of you want to push the envelope, or do you want to allow her a full rest? To be fair, the evening tribe block of 3 that we have, evening, morning, and afternoon. The evening is a full 8 hours. You are still 1 hour before the evening is done, so you could leave, but it's not mechanically. It's not going to make a difference. You would need to eat up some of the morning and allow her a rest, or choose to only give her a short rest.
Is Lorelei, are you still actively touching, just leaning back, or have you? Okay.
Yeah.
I, as Yuriko, would take a deep breath, look at the group, and say, I see more now. And then ask if anyone had a rope.
I've got 50 foot of rope. What do you? Sure. And
I
he'll
would take the
kind of
rope,
toss it. He'll toss it over to Yarko.
wrap it around myself, and then tie part of it to the boat and start trying to drag the boat upstream by flying.
So it is going to be difficult. You'll be traveling at what is essentially slow speed. But if you were to do that for any great length of time, you're obviously not going to be able to fly for 8 hours straight, which is what the slow speed is. I will say that in an 8-hour block, you could move one 10-mile cube, one hex. Again, remember that per 8-hour block, we were saying you guys could travel 2. So in theory, you could move at half speed here if you wanted to continue that. Now, it would be exhausting. I would say you probably need to make a Constitution saving throw, because like a forced march. We're going to give you a forced march rule here. DC's 10, so it's a very easy thing. But if you fail, you will get a level of exhaustion. This is not like a hard written rule. I just think that pulling a boat for 8 hours, even if you're resting, is challenging. Now, that boat has 0 resistance because it is floating in the air, but you're still pulling a weightless weight, but a weight nonetheless. So if you want to, you can.
Are there any steering devices or rowing devices on the ship, or just because it never needed them, there aren't? Okay.
Never needed them. Now, you're in a jungle, and there are lots of long, firm, fibrous plants that if you wanted to, you could maybe hack one off and create a punting pole, a bunting pole.
Something you can just push along. Yeah. It wouldn't be necessarily like rowing, but just to kind of push it under. Yeah. I would do that.
We described the river as having an active flow, but not like a rapid or a rapids flow. And again, you're above the water, so you could be not moving, and the water would flow underneath you, and you would stand still, because Lorelei is not willing it forward or backwards. So if between Ren and Yariko of propelling the boat, you tell me how long you want to allow Lorelei to rest, but you're moving forward. Would you allow her to rest for a con save? Yeah. If Ren's helping you, that'll eat up both of your actions, and you won't have to make the save.
I was just saying we can alternate to get her to the 6 hours. If it's
Okay.
3 hours of me lightly pushing and 3 hours of, maybe every other hour so we don't exhaust ourselves. But just give her enough for a long rest. But that way we're not going anywhere.
Absolutely. Lorelei, you settle in for but a moment's rest. And just like the rest of us, when you fall asleep and you think like, I'm just going to take a quick rest, I'll get up and, oh my God, it's Thursday. What day is it? You have the Robin Williams, what year is it moment where you only meant to allow yourself to sleep for a moment. I'll say you can decide. I'm not gonna to steer your character and take away agency. You decide if you fell asleep and let go of the orbs, or if you fell asleep and that's the one thing that you made sure you didn't do was let go of them. You decide. But 6 hours pass and you awake with a jolt, and the boat is moving. It is underway. And whether it's Ren pushing with the pole or whether it's Yariko pulling with the rope, you wake 6 hours later and the boat is moving downstream or upstream.
Yeah, sleeping like this is not easy. So I assume at some point she kind of forgot there was 2 and instead turned over and used one as a pillow.
Just sleep with a hard bocce ball pillow.
Yeah, there's lines. The maze is now on her face, but not as permanent as it was on Ren's.
Maze balls.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll wake up and I'll be like, what, where are we? What's going on?
We're on a boat.
Right?
I'm on a boat.
We're in my flippy floppies.
Drinking Santana shit because it's so crisp. Sorry.
It's going fast.
Wow.
Dang. Yeah.
Well done.
All right, cool. Lonely Island.
Well, looks like the boat floated, even though you were too sleepy to believe. So maybe we reassess your whole hypothesis.
One does not simply stop believing, okay?
Oh, then how did we slam into the water? What happened?
That
Did you
was
stop
different.
believing?
Yeah.
Oh. As a famous bard once said, don't stop believing. So,
If what I believe is correct, only one of us may be one with the boat, if you catch my drift. So I let go, thinking you would be able to do it.
you
And
stopped
I didn't
believing.
think about
Mhm.
how we were still over the water and how we should have maybe like parked for a moment.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think the balls are safe. I'm gonna walk that way. Away from you, because you're making me angry. And I'm gonna walk away from Ren. Towards where like my pack is and where I like shucked the armor off. And I'm gonna like put the armor back on. And if anyone's close enough, you'll just hear me very quietly say improbi, and it becomes my shirt again. And I'll like put my rapier back on, and look like I'm just getting back to it. And yeah, and I'm just gonna sit down and not talk to anybody because, again, I touch things, we die. I don't touch things, we die.
No, I didn't
Oh.
die. I just almost got ate by a crocodile, and that wasn't your fault. You're fine.
Thank you, Sage.
Yeah. I was told I am impulsive.
I think we all have that in us at some point. But
Yeah, that's okay. It makes it for a fun adventure, and I am glad that I am here with you, my best friend.
I'm very glad you're here too, Sage. Without you, we wouldn't be here right now, I don't think.
Oh, so are you mad at me too?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
You saved us. You
Thank
got
you.
the orb back.
Oh yeah, it's not money. Wait.
No, darling, it's not money. It's what makes the boat fly, in a sense.
Oh yeah, that I don't. A boat's flying. That's really cool. Anything really can happen. I always thought grandmother was just being nice.
Your grandmother's seems like a very wise woman.
She was really old, so she lived a lot of life.
Well, perhaps we should listen to you a lot more when you tell us what Grandma has to say.
Yeah, she also said that you should only listen to me sometimes because I talk half out of my ass. I don't know what that means, but because I obviously use my mouth, but
Again, your grandmother was a wise woman.
I would say I would notice Lorelei up at this point, and I would try and let Ren know that I'm going to come back down.
Okay. I'll help Yariko like come back down to the boat and like help him like unharness himself with the rope and store that away again.
Oh, you know what? You should when I see Yari like coming, I'll be like, Yariko, oh my, I got like the best idea. Okay, so what you should do, Lorelai, is you should go flying because it's basically the best thing ever. So it just basically like you ask Yariko and he will take you all the way up in the air and your stomach does this funny things where it feels a little bit like you might die, but you don't die. And then there's all these clouds around you and you're like really high up and super dizzy and you kind of black out a little bit, but it's great. So like it's kind of like if you eat the jerky.
I haven't had the pleasure of eating your jerky, so I'm going to take your word for it.
Mental
Yeah,
note: don't eat the jerky. Okay. Accepted. Noted.
But I think have Yuriko been pulling the boat this whole time while I was asleep?
Oh yeah. He's like so strong. I didn't even know that. you could pull a boat with a rope, but apparently boats fly and you can pull them while flying. So that's just magic.
Interesting. Well, I think we should give him a break. Let him have a little rest before I ask him to take me flying.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'll kind of, now that I don't have the makeshift harness on. Thank you, Ren. That was a little uncomfortable.
No, it looked awful. I'm impressed, of course, but I mean, I'm not sure you were made to be a, pack mule pulling along all of us. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Maybe
Huh.
if adventuring doesn't work out, I could start a ferry service across the river.
Well, it's probably a lot safer than the maze balls thing. At least you won't, drop us in the water when we don't believe in you anymore. You wouldn't do that, would you?
Who did that?
Well, I think it was a miscommunication. We were gonna let Lorelei rest. I was gonna drive for a bit, but in kind of handing off control, the boat went.
I remember that moment. And
Quite a moment.
from
Yeah.
that moment, I've learned to see more. So I wouldn't have changed it for anything.
Silver linings then.
Grew more eyes. Just yells across the boat.
What'd you say?
You grew more eyes? Like, do they get bigger?
It's
The
just
kind
don't,
of seeing that
Yariko, let
I
it,
do
don't.
isn't
Don't.
with my eyes.
Do not engage. Like,
Lorelei,
Yeah.
how was your sleep?
I mean, it's great. I feel well rested, ready to keep going. We don't have to do a handoff ever again, hopefully. Yeah.
I'm glad that
Flowers
we could.
are coming off pink, by the way.
I'm glad that we could give you a rest. You look
Yeah.
very tired.
Shaken up, tired, anxious, scared, all the things. If I had known we wanted to keep going, I would have told the boat to go, basically. Even if I was asleep. I am 100% sure it would work. 95% sure it would work, but don't tell Ren that.
you're on a very
Trust me
small boat.
completely.
Like,
And the moments would never be the same if we didn't trust each other.
That's true. Again, don't tell Ren, but I don't think he trusts anybody.
You knew more about his past, or recent history at least, it would probably make a little bit more sense. He's still unknown even to me.
Oh. But you guys just seem like, well, in Sage's words, as friends.
There's a purpose there. He has a part to play, and Savras wants me to be there when it happens.
Oh, that's a lot on your shoulders then. To have to keep an eye on him. He seems determined to
Luckily,
push everyone away.
I am very good at seeing.
Yes, well, we do appreciate the fact that you're so good at seeing. I appreciate it.
I'm glad to be of help to the group. you need anything?
No. I think at this moment in time, the best thing for me is to just sit right here, touch nothing, don't think of unattuning from the boat, and just be quiet.
At the mention of unattuning, there's a small quiver. The boat's just like
Like when Cap touches Thor's hammer in Avengers 2.
A little shift.
It's just a little, like, yeah, I'm not going to unattune from them. I didn't say unattune. Like, it's small. Well, the morning presses on. How long do you I guess rather talk me through what the morning third of your day looks like. Lorelei just woke up from a good rest. The rest of you had a rest before the crocodile encounter. What's your traveling look like? Ren, are you still searching the river for the stains of the pollutant? Sage, are you looking for your friends?
I think just as we travel on and just kind of float normally, when he wasn't pushing with the little stick while Jericho rested, it was kind of like trying to manage to keep tracking the goo and sludge and slime, which I assume we still see in abundance on the way up the river.
Yeah, and the river on the map looks like one singular river, but like most rivers that go across flat land, it meanders, so there are branches that rejoin and stuff like that. Your vessel doesn't need to portage. It doesn't need to go over land bits because you can just literally like boom, boom, over the land bit. But there are points where you would normally have to portage, right? You follow your river upstream and you're like, crap, there's a massive beaver dam across here. How am I going to get around? I've got to go back downstream and circumvent to a different path. You don't have to do that. You just go right over whatever river blockage is there. So you get to follow a pretty straight path, which is one of the reasons why you're so fast. But every time you come to a split in the river, you notice it is from all directions. And so like if you were to go with the easter or the wester and you come back together, all the river, anything upstream seems to have this bleeding taint coming down from the upstream. Sage, Phoenix, what are you guys doing in the morning hour here? Or do you just ride quietly and like enjoy the scene?
I mean, was it enough time for me to rest too? Because I had like a rough. I had like swimming's like really hard.
So the struggle is, in D&D, I think you're only allowed to take one long rest per 24 hours. So you, in theory, could sleep the whole morning block, but because you took a long rest prior to the evening encounter, you would only be able to take a short rest. So you could roll hit dice, you could recoup anything that you get on a short rest, whether that would be warlock spell slots. I know you're not a warlock. Whether that be if you want to use spell points to activate, to create spell slots. Sorcerer points to create spell slots. You can do anything you want over a short rest, but unfortunately, until the evening block of the next day, you would not be able to take another long rest.
That's fine. I would have tried to like rest a little bit, and then I would wake up and I kind of wander around to see if I could start up a conversation with someone. I think I would want to talk to Yariko actually, because he's nice to me and will answer. And I'll be like, "So, tell me about your eyes. What do you see more of? Like, did you can you like see through things now, or do you like see My grandmother had a friend who could tell stories from the future. They would tell you like what was happening or what could potentially happen that day. Like they would wake up and be like, "Oh, it's going to rain," and then like in an hour it was raining. They said it was because the clouds were coming in, but it was still a cool story.
When you know somebody really well, you know what they're going to do or say, right?
You guys are really the only people I've known besides grandmother and someone.
Well, your grandmother. You would know what she would say in some circumstances, right?
Okay. Like, don't eat that.
Yeah. So my God has let me understand more and see more.
Oh God, you only have one God? That's really cool.
I do follow one God, Savras. He looks over time. That's why I
Oh, is he
can.
really old?
Is he what?
Is he really old?
I think all of the gods are old,
Yeah,
but
definitely. Right. I think probably maybe some are young too. It depends on which ones.
he just lets me understand what to do more. Like in the fight back there, he had given me a gift when I went to the temple, and that's how I was able to not get bit by the crocodile. And
Wow. That is
he let me
great.
disappear out of time for a moment to escape the crocodile. And there's been other times.
Do you
I
have to
have
like give him stuff for that? Like, is it like money?
I give him my life.
Oh, like a friend. So he's your friend.
Yeah, you could look at it that way.
That's really awesome. Yeah.
What god or gods do you follow?
All of them. Some all the time, or some like also not all the time. It just depends on your mood, right? And what you need to do.
That is
All
just
right.
straight up blasphemy to Yariko. Like,
You just said, all right.
like, most clerics could handle you worshiping somebody else, but like, oh, I just change gods. Like, it's straight up heresy.
What is it, Thursday? So Thursdays are.
Oh, Timora. Thursdays I go to the casino, so I have to worship Timora. But on Fridays I go to the boxing arena, so it has to be Torm. It's just straight up
Right.
heresy. Like,
Yeah. If it's nighttime, like it just depends. Like it might be Nick's. It just really depends, on the mood, really, the time of the month, the moon, what moon it is. Like
I just have Savras, and that's it.
mm, that's cool.
But
Do you ever talk to your ancestors?
I don't. I try
Oh,
not to live in the past or dwell in the
oh,
future.
and
I
you
try
learn.
and live in the moment. I try and
Oh,
experience everything.
do you ever feel like maybe it just goes by too fast and you forget what happened, or no?
No one person will be able to take in everything, but
Mm.
I will be able to look at what's in front of me and appreciate it in that moment.
Oh, okay. Oh, what's in front of you? Oh, so have you also met the little they're like about a few inches tall and they live in the leaves and they're like really dark and they have like a white face.
I
Do they give you
don't think I have.
Oh, if you are still enough and you are nice enough, they might come to you. You can give them a
Um,
gift. They're really
I
sweet.
what do I see as I look out that I can point to Sage?
I mean, it's a jungle, right? So you can see there are colorful flora, there are trees. You probably, because you're moving quite quietly without disturbing the water, there's likely different like aquatic animals that are like semi-aquatic, a tapir, or maybe small little dinosaurs that are like running in and out of the reeds. There's a plethora of things that you could see that are in the area.
Yeah, so I would um, kind of point towards the shore, be like, "Do you see the small dinosaurs running in and out of the reeds? Do you see the sun shining through, the rays hitting the leaves? This moment will never happen again. There may be others like it, but this moment is sacred. And I am charged with guarding these moments as they happen, with making sure things happen the way that they should, without
Wow,
perversion.
you're like a really good friend.
You are a wonderful friend as well, Sage.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's the second time I've heard that today. Are you guys feeling okay?
I feel wonderful.
Oh, well, okay, me too. Wow,
I'll give
all
her
right.
a high five.
Yeah, I would give you both hands and probably actually miss with the second one.
It's the equivalent of a toddler trying to give 2 high fives to one hand. Like,
How
Like
does
when you
this
get
work?
excited and you jump too high. Like, yeah. Oh shoot.
Phoenix, as they're all getting like emotionally involved or appreciating each other, do we see a juxtaposition of like the friendlies on one side and then Phoenix on the other? What does Phoenix spend their morning doing while Lorelai moves the boat and Sage bonds with Yariko?
Well, I guess after his long rest, yeah, I don't know if he's doing a whole lot. It might be looking over his potions, stuff like that. Trying to see if he has enough materials to make something else.
Yeah, we saw you collect a few things recently. You got the potion from the Longtooth Pride. You also you have a collection of vials with the red and white pollutant. Interestingly enough, no matter how much you agitate it, it never becomes pink. The red and the white are constantly separate. It's like immiscible fluids, water and oil. They don't mix. Yeah, it's a weird sort of vial. Are you? How does one work with a med kit or a fluid kit in a D&D setting? Is it a chemistry set? Are you like holding up to the light and seeing how light transmits through it?
I mean, you'd mostly just be like, if he knows what the potion is, it's not really that important, but if he doesn't know what a potion is or what exactly it does, he might run some tests on it, just maybe pouring it on like a plant or something, since no one wants to drink it for some reason.
Yeah,
See what happens.
You pull a plant off from the side, you get enough of it that it still has its roots and stuff, and you pour a little bit of the potion that they gave you over the plant, and it just like shrivels up. The leaves curl back into the stem. Any of the new growth just like dies off immediately. You're left with just like a stalk with no leaves on it, and the roots kind of like retreat back in as the plant just like reviles from the potion you poured on it. Just like the drop of it caused the small little fern great deals of pain, and like you almost hear like a from the plant, and that's when the rest of you look up and you can see that there's actually something flying up ahead, as you kind of like peer across the shoreline. You see there is a large runoff. There's a small little offshoot of the watery the pollutant coming from off to the side, and you see that there's a large concentration coming from there. You kind of like look through the jungle, the trees on the side. You see this impossibly tall, maybe 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I don't remember how tall I made it. There's a very, very tall tower over there, and you remember there being a discussion about terror folk. I'll just put that in chat because I can't enunciate that heavily enough. Terror folk at a place called Firefinger. And you remember there being, this is one of the tasks that you could have taken, I believe in the quests log, if I show that to players, one of the things you could have done is Guchamag needs someone to accompany him as witnesses to his mission at Firefinger to combat the Terror Folk. And you see a large runoff of fluid coming from that chute pointing towards the tower over there. And you do see something kind of in the morning light. It would be like mid-morning now, maybe 11 or 10:30, as you see some kind of bird flying around that tower, and it just drops, like you see the bird flying overhead, and it drops something, and the something or other falls all the way to the ground, and like you lose it in the tree line, as like ominously that is could be your next stop, or you could go upriver. There are fluids coming from both locations, and that's where we're going to stop, because it's 11, or rather 10:58, so it's a decent place to stop before we jump into the next thing here, as we finish up our night. Let me bounce this over to the end, and I'll be right back, guys. And that's a wrap on session, what is that, 26? Hey, to the 67, or, around that number of you who stuck with us through the Crocodile Chaos and the River Crawl, thank you again. Running a game like this, where the world is kind of as much of an enemy as the monsters are, is really a balancing act. So if you're a DM watching this and wondering how we're handling those lingering bite effects, keep an eye on our Discord, or reach out to us, and maybe we'll do like a curtain pull short. We're gonna try to show you how we're doing everything in this campaign, how we're tracking that withering mechanic behind the scenes. Our goal is to make this both a good story and an approachable session for players and DMs alike. Again, we are running a campaign inspired by the Tomb of Annihilation. We are calling it our Tomb of Annihilation Reforged campaign, because it's not quite the same as the Tomb of Annihilation. We're just now getting into some of the campaign content from the pre-written book. If you enjoyed the session, again, please make sure to like, subscribe, and maybe hit the notification bell. It helps us just know that we're doing something that resonates with the group. So until next time, I have been your DM, and on behalf of the whole Your Turn to Roll crew, thank you for sitting at our table. We look forward to seeing you next week.